And welcome everybody to Golden Spatula's reveal of Set 15 KO Coliseum. If you've ever wanted to be in a battle manga, a battle anime, this is the set to do it here on Golden Spatula. Of course, my name is Gideon Q, and we have Sagi here at the helm. We will be your casters for today for this KO show match. And oh my, is there a lot to go through for Set 15.
I gotta tell you, Gideon, so much to go for Set 15. So much to go for our KO Coliseum patch. I gotta say, new units, new traits, different quality of life changes. You got the fighters now, you got the assassins now, you got the tanks now. All of them, they're different now. The way they gain mana, their base stats, the way their targeting works, everything is crystal clear new to us in this set.
There's going to be a lot of discovering, and don't worry, we're going to try and help you guys go through the process of learning this absolutely beautiful set. Again, it is themed around anime, and it also has its own very special mechanic like every set usually does. Encounters are still around, but let us introduce to you the Power Snacks, a way to kind of turn any one of your units into a true anime protagonist.
True anime protagonist, the main character, just like the trailer that we saw for the Golden Spatula KO Coliseum just now. Man, so anime vibe colored kind of set. I gotta say, with the introduction of the Power Snacks, it's just gonna make the game even more interesting to figure out. Compared to the previous sets where we have different mechanics, this set for KO Coliseum, it is entirely different. So much to figure out and so much to do research upon because, man, gotta say, Power Snacks, it's definitely power up the set.
It's truly a game changer for a lot of the situations you're going to be put in this game. Oh boy, I don't know about you, Sagi, but doing research was it was overwhelming. It was just a huge info dump, and you're just relearning everything all over again because even the micro changes really make the difference. Like you mentioned at the very beginning, the mana changes as well per category or per role.
Exactly. I still remember our first few games of Golden Spatula in the KO Coliseum set, right? It's so vibrant, it's so different, the graphics are amazing. I just gotta say one thing's for sure. Learning it will take some time, but once you learn about the new set of KO Coliseum, you're gonna be absolutely loving it.
Now, obviously, our KOLs who will be battling it out here today in the Coliseum to be truly the best, it's going to take a little bit of work because I don't know how much preparation they put into the game, but they're going to be trying to figure out the best way to kind of outdo their opponents, turning it to a KO Coliseum to a KOL's Coliseum as soon as possible. But overall, as you mentioned, the set is really interesting because it's anime inspired, right? It's a full anime mode sort of set. There's a lot of traits that are going to align with that, but let's first cover our tournament format.
Yep, talking about tournament format, you always have the main character, which is the first placing here. So scoring per round is very simple. The higher you rank, the more points you get. All the way from first place, if you get that first place, you get that dinner, you get that 9 points solid here. Second, third, fourth, fifth, 7, and 8, they will get the remaining points, but the final ranking will determine after 3 rounds of Golden Spatula being played out, and the number 1 will be the highest points available after the 3 rounds here. So, tiebreaker rules here given. We have 3 tiebreaker rules. 1, most first place finishers will win the head-to-head, even if they are like fixed with like 2 sets of 15 scores. Final round placements here. So, the next one tiebreaker that we're going to talk about is like, if they're tied, and they're still tied with first place finishers, it will look at the final round, the 3rd round of the Golden Spatula game that you're going to play. And finally, head-to-head performance in the final round. So that will determine the first place that we're going to have in this tournament format.
I see. So consistency is going to be pretty key. Ideally, in one of those 3 rounds, you would like to get first place at least one time to get those extra 2 points. Because let's say your competitor consistently gets second place, I'm telling you, that first place finish could be the difference maker for our streamers. Overall, the tournament format is very straightforward. Hopefully, we don't have to go into the tiebreakers, but 3 rounds is pretty short, especially with the amount of time only being released today here on August the 8th for Golden Spatula. I hope our streamers and KOLs are not only prepared, but still remember the fundamentals of the game, because a lot of it still transitions over from set 14 to 15.
Well, I gotta say, the only fundamental that I remember is that you gotta rank top 4, because that's what gains you LP, and that's what gains them the winning score that they need for this tournament format here. So, as you mentioned, 8/8, the official release of KO Coliseum for Golden Spatula. Limited time for our KOL and fans out there to really learn about this new set. But hey, that's why we have this show match. This tournament is to show you what we have in store for you for this new KO Coliseum set.
There's so many new things that we have to talk about. The Power Smacks is just one of the very few mechanics that we have to worry about. Because in the previous set, sometimes when you get the max vertical, it's just a GG well played. It's over. But we also have to bring in our streamers who are looking to play. And as you can tell, they're gonna, hopefully, I'm hoping they all have their own individual chibis so we can identify them throughout the match. But more importantly, just to show off their style. Because there's still 3 brand new Perfume Gen skins coming out the same time as set 15.
Just look at the right side real quick above the battle pass that you have. Those are the available features coming into this new patch that you can take a look at the store there. So definitely, with this new edition of the Coliseum set, we're looking at more cosmetics, we're looking at a brand new game of Golden Spatula, we're looking at so much new introduction here for this KOL show match.
Everybody's excited for this, right? Our 8 contestants will be battling it out in the next 3 rounds to see who is going to be number 1, but there's a lot of variance to the game, right? There's a lot of things that people must be aware about. For an example, the econ augment of this set is known as Crystal Gambit. We'll get into it a little bit more later down the line, but Crystal Gambit, I think, is one of the easier econ augments compared to previous sets.
Well, we can only find out when the streamers and KOLs show us what it actually does in-game, because one thing's for sure, econ augments are always the highlights and most popular ones that people tend to go to because of how much randomness it provides and how much econ it provides, because one thing's for sure, when that dopamine hits, it hits hard with econ augments.
Oh, we're just gushing over it. I can't wait. Maybe one of our streamers is going to, get access to it. It's a little hard to tell whether or not they're going to take the safe route of playing standard, because there's also new augments that are unique only to this set. A couple of them is like solo leveling, isekai, perfect form, a story of 7. There are again, it's so anime themed. I love it.
And talking about loving it, one of our streamers right now are just like looting and looking for these new like board sets here coming in for the Golden Spatula because, man, so much new items, so much new cosmetics here. And I gotta say, Gideon, I'm probably gonna pick up a few after this stream as well.
I mean, I'm looking at that stage, the Meowvula stage. Oh, it's so good. It's got beautiful Easter eggs. He's playing the video as well, which we were playing during the stream, but even so, it's going to be a really good time. Oh, there's even the ending effects. Some of these stages have really cool ones. For the Meowvulas, I think it's just at the very end, once you get the victory screen, you get a Polaroid of all the Easter egg cats together. So that's just a beautiful little touch.
If you're a cat lover, if you're a kitty lover, I think this board is definitely for you. Wow, Gideon, I gotta tell you one thing's for sure, man. This set, so many new things, so many new traits, units, and I gotta say, KO Coliseum, I'm looking forward to it, especially for our KOLs to show us what we have in store for this new set.
Now, this will be the very first time that they're going to be looking at it as well. In terms of like the competitive side of things, if you guys are thinking about like, oh, how do I grind rank as soon as possible? Because today is where it starts, where you start going through your provisionals and then into the ranked ladder. It's going to be a little tough because we don't know what is going to be the best comp out there just yet. There's a lot of interesting traits, but some make a lot more sense than others.
When we talk about interesting traits, we gotta talk a bit more on the crew, right? If you like reroll, I gotta say, viewers, you're in for a treat here because the crew is specifically built for reroll lovers, but you will see it more when one of our streamers play it. But man, as you mentioned, provisionals, it's gonna be tough. So get some of the normal matches in first because jumping into those ranked matches because, man, you're gonna be needing it. It's so different from the previous set. Everything is new, is fresh, and you need to learn from scratch.
Absolutely. I mean, even I love how you mentioned the crew because I am a big advocate for reroll compositions. I love reroll compositions that eventually scale towards that late game. I thought crew, this was for me, but as soon as we got into the game, the crew mechanics really make you think about this particular trait's reroll differently from the others. I prefer some of the regular 2-cost rerolls because at least it's a little more straightforward, but that's because I'm small brain.
Well, big brains out there, our viewers, they definitely can learn about it because us casters, we're new to the game as well, especially for this new Golden Spatula set. We are in it together to educate everybody about this new set, what to play, what to avoid, what to learn about the specific key quality of life changes on our units. But yet again, only time will tell, right? Because new patches always comes with new discoveries, and that's what matters in Golden Spatula.
Sagi, I have to ask you, what is your favorite anime here? Because I feel like KO Coliseum has really taken the Battle Shonen anime to a new level, but it also includes all of the genres of other animes kind of inbuilt into it naturally.
I feel like if it's in terms of like the category of it, so Slice of Life is pretty good, some, Isekai is pretty good, but hey, like the trailer just now, I do think it's actually kind of well made because it really hinted a lot of like different anime genres that really merged into this topic, into that trailer as well. Hence why this KO Coliseum is so anime and shonen themed, right? They put a lot of focus onto making Golden Spatula a very new and welcoming game for everybody.
I mean, it's supposed to interest the public, right? If it's time to maybe, get your girlfriend, get your boyfriend into an auto battler, now is a really good time to do so. Because if they're into, let's say, Sailor Moon, there's a trait for that called Star Guardians. But maybe you're more of like, I'm a battle shonen guy, right? I want to see people fight all the time. Soul Fighters might lean into the Yu Yu Hakusho fans out there. What else do we got? Oh! Battle Academia for those who are like slice of life, but also a little bit of superpowers on the side.
I kind of like the fact that all these traits that you mentioned, they all have one thing in common. The way that they dress as like units in this like Golden Spatula sets, they are very synchronized and the color theme is always on point.
All of them are color-coded. Well, I think some of them are a little, a couple of them are a little similar. We'll show you once we get later into the game, because I've definitely heard a couple of comments of like, I accidentally sold a 4-cost unit because it looks like a 2-cost unit. It definitely has a couple of those moments as well.
That's just, fat fingers, right? You gotta play more, you gotta recognize all these units more, because if you fat finger and sell a forecast, I gotta say, Gideon, that's on you more than it's on me, man.
Hey, don't disrespect me like that. Just because I got big thumbs and big forefingers doesn't mean I can't be precise in this game.
Well, we play on a phone, we play on a tablet, so maybe sometimes, mistakes do happen. But let's talk a bit more about KO Coliseum, right? We were talking about the fact that some changes happen to our units there, especially on how you gain mana. So previously, anyone who attacked the enemy gains mana. Previously, anyone who takes damage from the enemy units gains mana as well. But coming into the KO Coliseum set, only the tanks categorized units, they take mana when getting hit, and they are more prone to be attacked by the enemy. So what does that mean? So if I put a damage dealer up front, like a fighter, to absorb mana, to like take damage to absorb mana, yes, that will work in the previous set, but this set, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it doesn't work exactly the way you think it does, because if you read the patch notes, there's a couple of wordings that are interesting. For an example, assassins, they get 10 mana per attack. That seems pretty normal. They don't get the on-hit mana effect, but they're less likely to be targeted. That means if you were to have a tank in front who is more likely to get hit, and an assassin that is on the same column, the targeting for maybe some of the marksmen or the casters or the specialists or the fighters will most likely lean a little bit more to the tanks. It's a bit of a 50-50 there. We don't have the exact math on it because it's still a very fresh set, but don't worry, we'll get you that information as the days go by.
Wait, so it's so different compared to all the previous sets that we and the viewers played, right? Because one thing's for sure, coming into this new set, there's so much new things to learn. Even positioning that we talk about. You talk about putting tank up front. You need to put it like in a specific hex. Right now, because of the features coming in from fighters, tanks, and assassins, you technically have more room to play around specific positionings here.
Yeah, a lot of things to be very specific on, but if there's one thing that you guys need to do right now is go and claim the code GSKO to get some in-game rewards for you guys. Quickly, just redeem it while you still can. Take a quick picture, send it to your friend GSKO, especially if you're trying to get them into the games, because it always feels bad to go join a new game and everybody's got these cool cosmetics and you start with like, what, a river sprite? Nah. We'll set you up for success.
We'll set you up for success there. So key in that GSKO in your code tab and make sure you redeem it before the expiration date, because who wants to have a river sprite when you have free cosmetics coming in from Golden Spatula for KO Coliseum set here? But man, Gideon, we talk about assassins, we talk about tanks. Now, one thing to definitely talk about, power snacks.
Yes, power snacks.
This
it's
thing, what do you think about it?
Here's the thing, right? I feel that some people are gonna love it, some people are gonna hate it, right? Because sometimes they get the vibe of like, wait a minute, power stacks are basically a free hero augment in a sense, but everybody has access to it. The only problem is that each power snack, especially depending on the roles, will give you different abilities. And when I talk about abilities, you will first hover over the power snack, put it on to somebody. It's like giving somebody the gum fruit, right? You know that they're going to get maybe some elastic powers, maybe more defensive powers. You get to decide out of 3 options. Once you put it on, 3 options will appear and you can decide to play that role however you want. But I don't remember the total number of units, but there are a few units who have very specific power-ups.
Very specific power-ups. I think K'Sante, one of the units that we have in this set, has a very specific own base power-up as well that we might get to see later on here. But if you talk about that, I think we will get to see very shortly, because our KOL, our streamers, are slowly getting to the lobby as we are almost ready for our first game of set KO Coliseum in this patch.
And I mean, I'm curious to see how competitive some of these guys are. We will get to see their reaction. I'm hoping that, that camera doesn't end up blocking their econ. I would like to know how much money that they are making at the end of their rounds, or whether they're making to the next bracket. But we still have 2 more streamers to come on in before we get the round started itself. And looking at the portraits, it's clear, it's starting to become a little clear to me, or maybe this is part of the power play of how often some of these streamers play the game.
Ooh, all these borders, but check out that Chibi Oriana though. That looks amazing. And that Janna as well. Gideon, we gotta go for it after this stream.
I gotta make some phone calls to get some approval, to get the funds to get it, man. I'm a little tempted, but I gotta make sure I don't get too addicted to it. I have a very big thing of buying like every single chibi because they're all so good.
You gotta make a decision on one, right? Unless, you tend to spend a bit over, but it's okay, it's okay. We get to see it firsthand coming in from our streamers here, showcasing all these chibis. Then you get to decide whether you want to buy it or not here. That's why we're having this show match.
Guys, viewers in the chat, if you're watching right now, tell us in the chat what is your favorite skin and whether it's the luckiest skin. Because I know some people who are like, man, I had a really bad game. It's probably my chibi. I just need to switch to the chibi and then I get better juju.
My rolldown doesn't feel good. Maybe it's not about the Pengu chibi. Maybe I need to go for another chibi. Maybe the Oriana one that can potentially buff up my 4-2 rolldown. But hey, maybe it's about that, all these RNG, it comes down to these specific things that you want to put focus on, right?
It's superstition, put on the tinfoil hat, do the best that you can. Ooh, these guys are a little efficient with it. They're not streaming straight from their phone, they're streaming straight off of an emulator just to make sure they have that extra bit of precision in the game. I'm loving it. I'm hoping they're just as competitive as their setups.
Imagine you're being contested on 2-7. You're doing a 1-cost roll down, but you are slower than your opponent and you're scratching your head like, oh man, why am I not hitting? Because your enemy is so good at rolling down because they're faster than you on an emulator.
They can use multiple keys at once. They're just going ham at it every single time. I am curious to see whether or not like some of these players have like, their composition setups ready to go. Right, but it looks like the time is now. We're gonna be heading over into the game real soon, and we'll see the very first encounter of round number 1, and that could affect the way some of these strategies might be played.
Oh yeah, you're right, and we are almost going into our first game of our KOL show match in the KO Coliseum here. And our encounter will be this trash encounter that we'll be seeing on the screen.
Alright. Let's see how this is going to play out. The starters are always going to be important, and I'm seeing a couple of them. They're whipping out the compositions. They're taking a quick look at what they could possibly make early on, and it looks like it is Scuttle Puddle. It's going to be a high econ lobby here. I'm curious to see if anybody's going to go for a fast 8 strategy, maybe even push to 9 early on.
When we talk about all these Scuttle econs, right, all these Scuttle Puddles maps, it always comes down to one thing, right? Whoever gets the value, whoever gets that level 9 composition, all these 5 costs, all these special characters, units, traits coming in, when you get that 5 cost in, you're gonna be feeling extra crispy for this game.
Extra crispy indeed. Now, our very first unit that we get to showcase here is going to be Sivir, who is a sniper and as well as the crew. Now, we talked a little bit about the crew as being one of those reroll compositions. We don't know if, this player is going to commit to it that hard, but generally how it works is whenever you get a 3-star, the crew comes online. And every single time you 3-star a crew unit, you get more and more benefits.
Wait, so if I'm a reroll player, right, I will definitely look for the crew, because one thing's for sure, you get benefit out of reroll, and you get benefit out of hitting that reroll button here, Gideon. So it's so reroll color vibe for all us reroll players here.
Oh, and look at that, the first power snack has been dropped. It looks like the Gum Gum fruit from One Piece, I'm not going to lie. And it looks like he's going straight for body change on his Mundo. Mundo, obviously, if you're loving the skin, he's just looking like a luchador, a Mexican wrestler.
A Mexican wrestler coming in from different style of animes, right? Maybe the wrestling type, the boxing type, the sports type. But yeah, there we have the Katarina as well, being the Battle Academia that you can play. So a bit about Battle Academia here. The more spells you cast, the more you upgrade your current spells. So it's definitely a very good scaling type of trait that you can go for.
It's really, really good. If you want to compare it to last set, AMP is probably the closest you could get to for Battle Academia. Now, Battle Academia is also really interesting because it also has what we call a prismatic trait, which means that once you max out this vertical, there's a special condition, a little side quest that you have to complete to get the true value of the trait itself.
Wait, if I'm not mistaken here, you mean that if I go like 7 Battle Academia, it's not prismatic yet. I don't immediately win the game, but I still have to do a specific side quest for this.
Exactly. The specific side quest for Battle Academia this time round is depending on the number of items that you have equipped to your units on your board while you have 7 Battle Academia, then you will eventually activate the traits. I think it's like 120 or something like that, 117 if I remember. The numbers are a little fuzzy, but that's not the only trait that has its own prismatic. Soul Fighter is another one, and I think the Soul Fighter one is really busted if you activate it. It gives all of your units true damage right from the
back.
True damage, HP, physical damage, AP, so you get a lot coming in from playing just pure Soul Fighters, right? And coming into the first Augment selection, we're already starting to see some more Econ Augment coming in from Freyr. He has went for the Scapegoat, if I'm not mistaken here, and that is the power we're talking about. You place it on a unit that you want to, and you select it out of the 3 available options that's provided.
Oh, they went for the fairy tale one. Hey, anime lovers out there, you know that one. Literally the name of the anime. But with fairy tale, every single time you see Cindric cast, you can see the 2 little butterflies. Every time she casts yet another butterfly spawns and starts on, basically getting extra damage for free. Look at all those 8 coming out of them.
Okay, all those 8s, it's hitting hard, and it's almost looking like a close one, but, you know, that's why you're level to level 4 at 2-1. You get more units and more bodies to tank for your damage dealers.
Well, looks like he also has,
Try to stop.
so, makes the econ for Freyr. Early with Fairy Tail, this actually works in his favor, right? He's got a lot of units on his bench. He could have sold all of them, but I think he wants to make sure that his options are open, right? So he's building up that econ with the help of Scapegoat. As long as that dummy dies first, he gets a free gold. And now he already makes it into the second bracket of econ. 2 econ by the end of this round.
Beautiful stuff here coming in from the Scuttle Puddle map here, the trash map, right? If you get money, gold from these Scuttle Crabs, you're definitely gonna be making the fast 8 off.
It looks like Ramses has like has a bit of the crew. He does have adaptive skin. Adaptive skin means that his Malphite will adjust his damage. Adjust to the damage type. If somebody's hitting them with magic, he will get a little bit of magic resist. If he gets hit by a little bit of attack damage, he gets a little bit of armor.
Ooh, that's very interesting here. And talking about the crew, right? We talked about it, right? You gotta 3-star all crew units, right? Every time you 3-star the crew unit, you get more and more bonus on your crew passive. The more you feel, the more damage and attack speed you get. And once you hit that 5 crew and 5 crew 3-star, it's not easy. But once you hit it, man, Gideon, it triggers an Easter egg that we can check out.
I'm telling you, I understand why the crew doesn't have like a prismatic trait at the very end, because hitting this entire composition is hard enough. Now, the most important part for the crew is hitting your very first 3-star. Once you get that first 3-star, then things will start to snowball out of control. Because when you activate crew and you have your first 3-star, you will get 1 XP per reroll, and crew unit odds never drop a player level. If you're looking for 1 cost and you happen to be level 6, the odds don't change. You can still find the level 1 Sivir.
Wait, so you mean that if I'm level 6 with already a 1 cost 3-star, I get to level to 8, but my crew units that are 1, 2, 3 costs, I still get to find them when I'm high level?
Absolutely. Let's take this to the extreme. You're level 9. You can still find crew units in your rerolls as long as you have that first 3-star crew member.
Wow, I gotta say, definitely put a lot of focus onto this new patch, because there's a lot of different mechanics and new traits coming in. But we're heading over to our first carousel of the KO Coliseum map here. We have some few Mr. Hundreds here coming in from the top 3 here, while our bottom side is kind of suffering in terms of the HP bars.
So far, 3 people are going for that win streak, right? Eventually, I would only assume that one of them is going to drop the streak. We'll see how much that's going to hurt their econ overall, but as long as they have 50 gold before the next creep round, they should be fine. Let's look over a double kill. What is he playing currently? It looks like, he's got a little bit of sorcerers going on.
Ooh, sorcerers. So, usual sorcerers that we know of, it always gives you AP for each unit, but this is slightly different, right? If the enemy that you take down they explode as well, and it does damage to the nearby enemies as well. So an example, it's like Ludens from last patch, but it made it to a trait. So you kill the enemy, and the damage will splash over to the remaining enemy units.
And with that, once you get to the very end of that vertical, then it splashes over to 2 units. So again, it's a very easy trait to hit. The biggest problem is that it lacks a lot of front line. So that's something you're going to have to think about as you transition from early to mid. Now, we are seeing a sniper here. Midas Touch is a really fun power-up, especially if you're looking for somebody who's looking to execute. It is like England, as you can see, actually the back line to secure the 4 streak. This needs one more for that 5, but Midas Touch, every single time you kill a unit, there's a 25% chance that you get an additional gold.
So it's like a collector into a hero power-up, right? A character power-up. So it's collector from last patch, and they made it into a fruit power-up. So now you don't need to get the collector. Instead, you can get it from a fruit power snacks. Is that what you mean?
Well, it shares a trait, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to play collector alongside with Midas Touch. You can actually have both of them on the same hero. You can get 2 gold sometimes.
Man, talking about that, I am looking forward to see someone make bank with that augment here, just like what we are seeing it here right now. Aatrox stacking up front. Once it stacks to 25 stack, you'll see gold pop up just about 35 right now. 1 gold.
Dang. Free money. Everybody still remembers the econ items that everybody is distributed times, and obviously there's things that need to be hit, but I did want to talk about Mentor. Yasuo is a Mentor. Now, Mentor works very similarly to, what was that trait called? Emissary from set 13. You can either have 1 or 4. Each one of those heroes gives your whole team benefits, but you can never have 2 mentors or 3 mentors on the board at the same time. If not, the effects cancel each other out.
So it's either 1 or 4. And when you hit for 4 mentor, only the mentors get the buffs, and mentors' abilities are upgraded. Mentors, we have like what? Yasuo, Udyr, Kabuko, and what's one more?
Rise. Rise, who is a executioner strategist alongside as a mentor. So he's a 3 traded 4 cost.
So 3 traded 4 cost. I believe that this patch there's a lot of 3 trade units as well, so you can make multi-trade compositions to really power up your team comps. Because one thing's for sure, coming into this game, this new set, we are still looking for more ways to tackle, like, you know, strategic building, team composition building, because it's still a new set, right?
It is still a new set, and everything is going to be a little up in the air. We won't know how strong things are. But I think I just saw Zalnester trying to play Crystal Gambit, and the fact that he slammed that Guinsoo's makes me wonder whether he's going to go and try for the 5 Crystal Gambit, or whether he's going to eventually play a Janna reroll composition.
He's going for a big brain move, right? Because even when you're playing a lose streak sort of team composition, you still need to make sure that you kill enough units so you have like enough HP on your tactician to survive in the stage 4 or stage 5 rounds, right? So he's making a big brain move here.
Alright. As we see on a couple of rounds, we still have 2 people currently at 100, and finally it breaks at the very end here. It's unfortunate that losing 5 will end up losing 5 life, but that's totally fine. It's totally okay. Inori maintains his streak throughout, and now we jump on in to see the second augment round.
3-2 will be your second augment round, and with the recent patch changes, you get more time to figure out what you want to be picking on these augments and power snacks, right? Because now you gotta think, oh, aside from picking my augments, I still gotta think about the correct power snacks that's suitable for my units here. So you get a bit more time to figure things out.
Now, if you look at the bottom left, we're talking about power snacks, but there's also power snack removers, which is the red sort of gum fruit that you see down on your bottom left. So what you can actually do, if you are looking for a very specific hero augment or hero power in this particular case, you can actually use the remover to take off that power and put it back on the same unit, because unfortunately, well, I wouldn't say unfortunately, a way to tailor your powers, you will get 3, and if you remove and put it back on, you will get another set of 3.
So it's also a skill-based thing, right? If your APM is fast enough, you can always find the most optimized augment, I would say like power-up augment for your units there, because you just need to do it a few times, and once you get the perfect one, you will definitely be skyrocketing in terms of combat value for your board.
And it's all about combat value, right? Ooh, this Winzus is going hard, but unfortunately this Udyr is just a little bit better in this case. We're already going into the level 6s, and finally the streak of Mr. Number 1 has already been broken. A little unfortunate indeed, because it would have been nice to maintain that money, but the 2 stars are rolling in fast.
And I gotta say, Long, he's playing the crew. He's desperately needing for a Malphite tree or a Civet tree, because we talk about it. If you're playing the crew, the first 3-star is exceptionally important for the crew. It gives you additional rerolls, it gives you XP on roll, and it locks your rates. It locks your percentage of the low-cost units.
Now, the thing about the crew that makes it really complex is the fact that you don't necessarily have to play the crew to re-roll the crew. And what I mean by that is, unfortunately, the crew doesn't become active or give you any combat stats. It's basically a dead trait until you hit that very first 3-star. So you could be playing something else while still holding crew units.
And it's a bit painful to be playing the crew at the Scuttle Puddle map as well, because you're losing out if you're not hitting your 3-star units early. And right now, 3-3 coming in, look at Fryer, already having that 2-star Syndra, fully slotted out with Fiddle Striker and the Jewel Gauntlet here. That is a very, very scary crit setup coming in for the Syndra.
This crit, I mean, so far with Fairy Tail not going to scale as hard, but it doesn't mean that he could lean deeper into the Sorcerer's route. Again, he's already at 4 Sorcerers, right? I think he just needs to figure out that front line a little bit more, and then start power leveling once we get into 4-2. Now, the second carousel is going to be pretty important, especially for the Crystal Gambit players, right? Because there's this fine balance of, I need to lose HP, but I don't necessarily care about too many of the items. I'm more worried about the gold to make sure that I break Econ.
The goal that you break Econ, the 4-cost unit, is it an Ashe you're looking for? Yes, Ashe is a 4-cost Crystal Gambit unit that you really need, because it's one of the primary damage dealers coming in from your team composition. But look at this comp, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 coming in. Wow, that's a lot of traits.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Oh, actually, funny enough, he's actually taken, I can't remember the name. Whether it's Golden Gambit, I will just double check it. But what it does, his second augment basically gives him a little bit of gold, but it also basically randomizes a free gold augment, which is why he has 3 instead of 2.
Ah, you pick a random augment that gives you additional gold. You know, it reminds me of last set. You know, on the far left, the black market or what sort, old units, and then when you click on that augment, it gives you additional gold compared to the second and third one. This kind of reminds me of that.
A little bit, actually. If I remember correctly, yes, it is called Gold and Destiny. You get a random gold augment and 6 gold. So it's pretty decent, but sometimes it can actually hurt you. Imagine if you get Recon Bob or something like that, you know? You get Dumbify by accident.
That's why it's the Golden Destiny, right? You don't know where your destiny leads to. It's like an anime. Everything relies on what the story is telling you. You don't know what story is next because there's no trailer for that.
There's no trailer. Ooh, double K and as well as Zylnester. He's taken a lot of damage, but now we come to 3-6 and the second power snack is available. Now the second power snack, you can use it on a backliner, you can use it on a frontliner. It really depends on what you need.
There's a lot of like trial and error that you can do, right? I can do maybe double backline, or I can run a full Juggernaut team composition. My big beefy boys in front, and I have like 2 damage dealers at the back. So now, you see some of the power-ups, right? They are 1 and 2. So if you use double power-up snacks onto the same unit, you can get a hyper strong unit with double fruits.
Oh, actually, if you give the same, not the same unit, but the same trait, then it activates. Rather than putting it on the same unit. Because unfortunately, only one unit can have a power snack at a time.
I see. And looking at the current lineup real quick, Freyr seems to be going for more of a Sorcerer and Star Guardian team composition. And if I'm not mistaken, Star Guardian does seem to remind me of Divinity Corp from last patch, but Divinity Corp benefits the all units, right? But Star Guardian only benefits Star Guardian units. We have like what? Shielding, magic per second, mana, you know, attack speed, Omni Vent Shield, all this they share among Star Guardian units. So the more Star Guardian units, the better it is.
It really is good. Wow, we're at 3-7, and some of these guys are already power leveling to 7, which just goes to show that Scuttlepuddle high econ here. But no, NP11, ANP11, he's so
He's still
close to
going
the
for it!
3-star. He's
He's
one
still going
off.
for it. Oh,
He's
no.
still one off for both of his 1 costs here. And the worst part is that if he picks anything up, it's just all money. He won't really know whether or not he actually hit one of the 1 costs. Oh, but he gets a Gnar at least.
But it's not the crew unit that you need, and maybe that golden orb had like a 5-cost TF inside, maybe. But he finally hits 2 of the 3-cost units, the Malphite, the savior that he needs. So right now, the crew, what does it do? So scaling with 3-cost units, right? 3-star units. Right now, the first 3 costs, it gives you 1 XP per reroll. The second one gives you 1 free reroll per round. So right now, he's comfortably at 4-1, but his board value does seem a bit low here compared to all these Scuttlepuddle boards here.
Yep. Again, he's got to be very careful because the problem with the crew is that most of the units don't scale very well. You get a lot of the power from the trait. Now, his big break point is when he gets his third 3-star. So the first 3-star is really, really important to snowball, and then you want to get to the third 3-star because then you get a giant spaceship on the side of your board just launching missiles at your opponent consistently throughout the battle.
But his econ definitely looks pretty good, right, for the side of ANP11. He's looking at 50 gold, 4-1, winning against a level 8 tactician that's coming into this current round. So he's definitely looking at a pretty healthy spot if he can maintain his board value and get that 3-star you mentioned.
Yeah, again, this is why ANP11 can be a little more greedy with his augments, right? He goes for 2 combat augments. Pumping up is going to help him scale into the later stages of the game, but for now, it's all about trying to maintain that life total. When you now jump over to Inori. Now, Inori, he started off well, lost off his streak, but now he's also got artifact anvils to play around, and he hasn't used both of his power snacks yet.
Oh, maybe he's like, making sure that his composition is well-rounded before putting that power snacks in, but it's a very risky move to do so because it loses you so much HP. Imagine, your units are not power snacks up and you're fighting 2 fully power snacks board. That's gonna make sure that you lose out so much combat value.
Oh, Zanessa, has he cashed out yet? No, he's still at 353. If he loses a single round, it's gonna cut in half because I'm pretty sure he doubled down here at 4-2. I'm not sure how many rounds he needs left to cash out, but he's currently sitting on a Lee Sin, which is the first legendary unit we get to see today.
And he took Malicious Monetization here. If he wins this board, he's gonna get so much gold here. And look at that item that just dropped real quick. That's from Crystal Gambit. So Crystal Gambit, when it's 3, you just gotta lose and kill some units and stack. When it's 5, you need to kill a specific amount of units and you will drop gold or item.
Oh, is he gonna lose? It looks pretty close. It looks like the crew's gonna come out on top here. And it looks like
Astro?
Lung A, he gets it. He gets it. Both sides like Windsor, so they equally scale in terms of attack speed, but this is perfect for Zilnester. I'm curious to see, is this the cash out round for him? He's currently at 4-3. I'm guessing he got it on 2-3, so that means this would be his second double down.
Wait, is this the second the crew player we're looking at? Because Lung A is also playing the crew and he's struggling to find 3-star Savior and 3-star Malphite here. So ANP11, just now we talked about it, he found both of the 3-stars here. So Lung A at level 7, you haven't locked the odds yet because you need the first 3-star to lock the odds. And right now, at level 7, it's extremely difficult to find a 1-cost unit.
Yeah, and none of his crew members are actually a 3-star, so he's not going to get the benefit of the crew. That's why if you look at the left side, the crew, it's at 0x. He needs that very first one, dude.
That's very painful, and look at his board value right now. It's just getting run over by Freya Star Guardian Sorcerer right now. There's no units going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 1 went down on Freya's board, and Lung A, he's 16 health. 1 or 2 more rounds, he's gonna be out of here.
Lung A is probably like, darn you, ANP11! It could have been me, it could have been my crew game. I am a little curious about our Sorc player. It looks like he changed out from the Syndra, now finally opting to go for the Ari, and it's a 2-star as well, so it's a pretty good side. Oh, he's actually achieved 6 Sorcerer.
Ooh, 6 Sorcerer, 4 Mighty Mech Soul Fighter, and utilizing 2 of his power-up snacks as well at 4-4 currently. And we have more 5 costs coming into the pool. We saw a Seraphine. Seraphine is a very unique Star Guardian. She's a Star Guardian and she is a prodigy. But what makes her special is her cast. Her cast is like a Spirit Bomb, and that scales with all sorts of stats. Magic resist, armor, physical damage, crit, everything you name it, it scales towards the ultimate damage.
I love the fact that you called it a spirit bomb because it's literally the power of friendship. That's that's the ability.
Really?
It's called the power of friendship. It's hilarious. Now, guys, Mighty Mech is also, if you've played Mech before, you might understand how it works, but every time you put in a Mighty Mech unit, if you eat at each bracket point, you will get more benefits to this extra unit, or what I would, like me and Sagi like to call it, the Galio.
The Galio. And I was reading one of the Mighty Mechs in the patch notes. Apparently, there is a quest on Mighty Mech. If you can find the body parts, the left arm, right arm, the head, you get an insanely strong Mecha Galio in the front of the board that will win you the game here. So there are also different trait-specific ones, but this 6 Sorcerer from Double K at 10 HP is hitting extremely hard.
Yeah, unfortunately, he is hitting extremely hard, and I'm pretty surprised because again, these 6 sorcerers really showing why they're so worth it. Now, the 4 cost Karma is a huge power spike for him because Karma does a lot of AoE damage, and Double K is able to 2-star it as well as we hop off his board. If we look at Lung A, it's just, it hurts, man. You're contested, you want to get that 3-star, and you still haven't hit it. He's 1 off the Sivir.
4-6, 1 off the Sivir, 1 off the Malphite. The board value is not boarding coming in from Lung A here. It's a Scuttle Puddle map, so all of the players on top of him, they are all rocking with expensive boards or already finished their reroll comps.
Yep. Again, it's difficult to play a reroll comp, especially in high econ encounters. So it's just a rule of thumb, right? That's why the fundamentals are such an important aspect of the game, because some things just don't change.
We don't have no scout, no pivot here, so you gotta be looking around the maps here to really figure out if you want to roll down or roll slow here. And that will be our first elimination here. Check out that Riven execution onto Lung A.
The Perfume Gem Riven looks so good. Extended Sword comes smashing down. Don't forget, there's also Janna as well as Orianna. If I remember correctly, there should be a Vladimir one too, but hopefully y'all get to see it later. Either way, we move on over. We're about to hit stage 5, and this is where it gets crazy because I'm looking at the top 4 right now. Well, especially the top 3. They're still in their 60s. They're still in their 70s. This is a very high health amongst the top players.
And Zelnester just cashed out his Crystal Gambit there. He got so many emblems right now. Everybody gets an emblem. You get an emblem. You get an emblem. You get an emblem. Look at how many emblems he has. So many traits here.
That's so many. So that's Bastion, the one with the 3-prong. Executioner, the one that's like a striking. The Fist. What is the Fist actually?
Heavyweight. I think heavyweight. It's
like
bruisers.
It's like bruisers. And with heavyweight, you convert your HP into damage too. And then the last 2 is Prodigy and Protector. Oh my god, he's got a million items.
This is where it gets like headache, you know? It's like your head is spinning. It's like, who do I slot into? What kind of augments do I have? Do I have enough time? 5 Crystal Gambit, 5 Juggernauts, 3 Duelists. Everything is like less one. How do I make my comp make sense here? Zelnester, clock is ticking, 0 seconds here.
Alright, let's see how he plays this out, because he still has the Anvil on his bench. He's got no... Does he have any components just remaining? No, he's got no components at all. I can't believe the Crystal Gambit game just trades.
Well, it works out if you have enough time to think, but for Zelnester, that was not enough time to think, but his board is actually looking insanely good. He took this out with no challenge at all, making sure that he stays alive 5-1 into the lobby here. Usually we talk about 5-1, right? It's where we see like bottom 2, bottom 3 starts going out. But the bottom 2, bottom 3, they're fighting hard for survival as of this point.
They're fighting really hard, and they've got really good boards at the same time. Double K with the Sorks. Zelnester now with already the cash out at 5 Crystal Gambit. He's not going to ditch any of the Crystal Gambit units, right? Because once you hit that second bracket of Crystal Gambit, every time you kill a unit, you actually get a little more of those stacks, right? So you're not just playing for the lose streak, and I don't think in Zelnester's position he wants to lose anymore. He's literally on 1 life. 1 round loss and he's out.
He's out. He's going to be saving that loose streak for next game, right? So he's definitely have to be scaling very carefully, but still 5 Juggernaut and 3 Duelists here. He's not able to reach that max value coming in from Juggernaut. Juggernaut is very similar to the old tank trait that we have. It gives you durability above 50% health and lesser durability below 50% health, and it heals you once you drop below 50%.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. It's a Braum. We get another legendary. Braum, I think Braum is such a funny unit. So far, big ups to Zolnester, winning out this round and even finding the execution. And there goes another player. Lung A and Double K are out.
The double buddies here, Double K getting out, and right now Zilnexter, he's slowly climbing up the charts here, but man, Enorian and friends are still rocking sky high as the top 3 here. They are so healthy in tactician health.
They are. Okay. 3-star Udyr as well. Now don't worry, it's a 3-star 3 cost. It's not the end of the game just yet. And Inori, he's scouting, he's seeing these like, oh my god, what am I looking at? 5 Juggernaut, 4 Duelists, 5 Crystal Gambit, and there's still more traits.
Oh, and talking about traits, right? Lee Sin is a very interesting unit. You get to pick between Duelist, Juggernaut, and I think Executioner as well. So you different Lee Sins get to contribute +1 trait to the one that you selected here. So if you need more tankiness, you can fit in a Juggernaut Lee Sin. You need more damage, you can fit a Duelist Lee Sin. So there's a lot of playability on this Lee Sin unit. But look at the damage coming in from the Ash, the lasers shooting them down. And that might be another takedown.
That's another takedown. Kale Unbound, another finisher here by the Angel herself, calling the swords and the spears to execute another competitor. Zilnester, he's climbing up really, really fast right now. I'm curious to see how the other boards are going to compete, because Crystal Gambit, these econ augments, every time you cash out, he's just going to get more and more ahead of the game the longer he lives.
And look at the Darius over there. That's even more augments that you can put in on, not augments, more traits that you can put in on your units there. But for Silent Zilnester, he goes for a Protector's Vow as he needs more tankiness up to the front line here. Freyr, locking in with 62 HP here, is extremely healthy as of this point.
So good, in a really good spot. I'm curious to see what everybody else's boards are starting to look like. I'm pretty sure AMP11 is not switching off. Wait, that's a Seraphine 2 coming from Inori. Okay, that's a Karma 2. Alright, so it looks like everybody is really trying to scale up as soon as possible. Level 9 board for our number 1 spot holder, going for 9-star Guardian, which means that he is able to activate, or try to attempt to activate, the Prismatic effect.
So Prismatic effect for the side of the Star Guardians. It's simple. You need to spend 20,000 total mana to make the trait Prismatic here. Right now, he has like 9-star Guardian, but it's not enough. He needs to make sure that it hits 20,000 mana, only for it to be Prismatic.
Anything that develops mana, any mana generation items will really help his composition. We need to make sure that that front line stays true and healthy. With Star Guardians, they sustain really well, but this fight, not even close. Zilnester going for heads here.
He's going for heads, and he's up in the top 4 bracket with the big boys right now. That's our new animation there. Freyr, Enorian, and friends are right now in the top 4 as stage 5-6.
This is such a crazy board. It's a good thing that he looked for the best in slot items for the Ashe. Zilnester, he knows what he's doing. He clearly knows what he's trying to pull off here. I'm more worried about the first place player, because he's going to be looking at this thinking like, there's only 2 options. Either I have to get more value on my board compelled to Zilnester, who will consistently grow, or I got to look for a 3-star 4 cost, 3-star 5 cost.
Exactly, and Zilnester, he still has room to grow. He has 10 gold here, but he has to survive this fight first. If he gets to level 9, he gets to resubmit that Syndra back into the board and get that 5 Crystal Gambit, which is forever scaling and dropping items. And look at this board value here. It's not even close. The Ashe damage is going hard, and right now, all the units on the sides are just going down one by one after another.
Yeah, I mean, the spare items were put on the 2-star Braum, and Braum is a really funny unit because his ability, his natural ability, he spins around literally with the chair that he's holding, and if the target that he's attacking is below a certain threshold, he will literally fling him out of the arena.
Wait, is this Scuttle Puddle the dangerous Scuttle or the friendly Scuttle? If it's a dangerous Scuttle, we might see one of 2 players fall off here, but let's check it out. What Scuttle is this?
I think it looks like friendly Scuttle Puddle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a friendly Scuttle, yeah! It's not a
Zylnester-
dangerous one.
Zylnester is sweating a little bit. It's like, oh my god, I forgot the encounter. Holy cow, that could have been bad for me because it doesn't look like he has any form of life gain.
Healing,
unless it's
yeah,
in
yeah,
life.
yeah.
Like no gunblade. Actually, is there any space to put the gunblade even if he gets more items? I think he's kind of maxed out. Oh wait, no, Mundo still has 3 slots.
Mundo still has 3 slots, and he goes back to level 9 right now with 230 stacks on his Crystal Gambit. And the anvils that we're looking at are all completed item anvils, but look at the side of Zylnester. Everybody has a trade. You get a trade, you get a trade, you get a trade. Everybody has a trade.
Zylnester is Oprah Winfrey right now, just giving out these traits like it's nothing. Oh, this is one of the few Crystal Gambit cash outs. Again, I've never seen all traits. I was expecting money, I was expecting items, maybe even units.
Well, you can always search it up and see what is in store for these traits here. But Freyr here, drafting a very expensive board, the Star Guardian, the power of friendship here. Can it win out the newest Crystal Gambit that we're looking at? It cannot. Freyr's win streak gets breaking down, and Zylnester living on his legacy as he takes on the 3rd spot of top 3.
Unfortunately, while Zylnester takes top 3, Inori has to bow out, but he still makes it a top 4, so that's still a good, decent amount of points to keep you in contention for winning out the entirety of the show match. Now, I am curious to see whether or not the prismatic effect of the Star Guardian comes into play, because as soon as he hits it, there's a very good chance that he wins the entire lobby.
We'll have to see if he can spend 20,000 mana. 20,000 mana, it might not be really a lot here, but 200 mana for a single cost is a very long casting duration here. So if he can manage it, that may be the way of shutting down Zylnester that is super decked out right now, because he still has one more Crystal Gambit that he can cash out right now. That's almost 300.
Oh my goodness, he never stops getting stronger and stronger. And unfortunately, the Mighty Max Sorcerer
Hold on.
Oh, it's getting pretty
Oh,
close!
he's dead!
No
Zylnester
way!
is out! He does not, in fact, cash out the last Crystal Gambit there as he is taken out. Zylnester has been eliminated as the top 3.
That's so crazy. The backline damage, the karma. So karma throws out this spinning wheel of consistent damage, but what happened was the front line pushed forward, and after the front line died, the back line had to walk up to fight the opposing back line and ended up walking into the spell. So they all just melted under the raw damage of a Karma 1, which is ridiculous. Sorry, a Karma 2, which is kind of ridiculous.
And the Karma has the best in slot items here. Shojin into a Jewel Gauntlet, into a Flail Striker. Flail Striker is extremely broken as an item. You get so much damage amp and you stack damage amp from critting the enemy. And let's check out Karma here. You throw out the Sun Disc, and if it goes through the front line, it travels to the back line, and it just keeps going and going and going and going. Look at that. He's taking out Freyr's units, and all of them are gone.
That was 2 casts. 2 casts from this Karma. Freyr is in a lot of trouble if he wants to try and win this lobby outright. It's down to a 1v1. It's down to the wire. These last few picks are going to be so important. I'm curious to know how much money Freyr still has left, because, oh boy, is it going to be enough, or does Mr. Number 1 this time have enough to try and steal it away? Both of them currently at about 1 life. It depends on how close the fight is going to be.
Looking at him right now, that's 6 Javelins and 7 Karmas. 6 Javelins and about 4 Karmas available. So there's still room for growth. And right now, we're looking at about 0 gold for both teams here. We gotta see how they pace themselves, because if Freyr loses too many units, it may be the end of the road here to fall as the 2nd place.
Oh man, he's gotta try. Ooh, okay. He's now putting critical threat. He's re-rolling his power stacks to see if he can get something better. But Freyr now hits level 10 with his board.
Sheesh, level 10 for the endgame board, 6-5 right now. We see the Equator Braum spinning. Braum is not a tank, Braum is a fighter right now. It's looking extremely close for both sides, but the win goes over to Freyr.
he's unlocked it. He's unlocked the prismatic effect already. You can see those little things that are protruding out of the backline, those little glitter bombs. Not the spirit bomb, the smaller glitter bombs coming out of the Star Guardians. Right now, all the Star Guardians are basically healing amongst themselves. So every time they deal damage, they're just stacking, getting stronger and stronger and stronger every single time. And I don't think he realizes that this is pretty hard to beat unless... Oh, 2-star Gwen. Does this change it? Standalone.
Star Gwen is a sorcerer, and that's a lot of item on our Gwen here. But that's a prismatic trait here coming in from Freyr here. Can he realistically beat it? Because it's looking so damn strong.
It's looking very strong. Let's see, right? Because best in slot items as well for this Gwen. Oh, decent amount of damage. It might just be at the backline's almost dead. They're gonna try. Oh, and it crits the entire backline, blowing it up before the second cast coming in from Seraphine. And Freyr, he's still alive. He's literally 2 HP. He's gotta reposition his units. We get another creep round, luckily.
So the way of positioning against the Karma and Jarvan. Jarvan is very similar to the Elise that we saw, the Sejuani that we saw from the last 2 patches. He's a very strong crowd control unit that jumps towards the backline. Cataclysm and Karma. You need to make sure that the Karma doesn't target the squishy frontline units. The Karma must be positioned against a tanky unit for the side of Freyr here, because if that Karma doesn't go to the front line, that's where he has a chance to win.
Alright, I am curious whether or not he still wants to hold on to this Rise, right? Because inevitably, it's the only thing in this comp that doesn't really make sense. He's got 6 Sorcerers. Yes, the Mentor is a nice effect, but he could be looking for a potential... Oh, wait, hold on. He's repositioning his items. Did I see a Seraphine too?
Repositioning the items, I think it's giving like more Braum items, right? We're looking at 2 brand new items at the base that he's talking about here. He's crafting open one. He can potentially put it on the Rise that's 2-star, a 4-cost 2-star, but another Tease Gloves has been picking up here, and Braum doesn't seem to be holding 3 items as of this point, and another Tease Gloves goes over. He rerolls it into another TG,
what?
And the TG goes over to Ku. What are we looking at here?
Oh my god, that's so unlucky. But now, more importantly, Freyr ends up blowing up because of efficiency. A quick switch of the power stack allows Karma. With efficiency, it reduces the cost of Karma's spell, so she's casting a little more often at the cost of a little bit of damage.
Wait, Gideon! Freya's trying to go for 3-star Seraphine, and he's one of 3-star Seraphine. He didn't hit 3-star Seraphine, and Guin GID is your game 1 winner.
Crazy. He did it so fast. He tried. He tried for the reroll. He got very close with it. And honestly, if he got that 3-star legendary, especially on the first round of set 15, that would have been crazy.
That was really close, because when we saw the endgame scoreboard coming in from one of our streamers there, I saw 8 Seraphines. Only 1 was required for him to hit that 3-star. If that was a winning moment, that would be crazy like you mentioned. It
would have been. Again, I was wondering why his board melted so fast. I thought maybe because Karma might have been super OP this time round for set 15, but hey, it makes a lot more sense that most of his units weren't trying to contribute to each other. I'm surprised, even with the Prismatic activated, it should have been that should have been the win right there for him.
Well, we gotta revisit all these prismatic traits, right? Maybe it's still the start of the set yet. We don't know how strong it can get. Maybe the composition really requires like more 5-cost units playing around the Seraphine here. But definitely, that Karma Jarvan was looking hella strong here coming into this game 1 of this Collision set.
It was looking so good. Jarvan jumps into that backline to get that stun, and that honestly changes a good chunk of the game. If he gets it a second time, usually it's a free win.
Yeah, usually it's a free win, but let's check out the endgame stats here coming in from our first match here. Freyr, Buddy, 2 2-star Seraphines, and 2 1-stars. One only needed 1 more to get that 3-star Seraphine, but this is what we talked about, right? Not enough APM, there's still a lot of remaining units. You have 2 Braums, you have 1 Lee Sin, and 1 3-cost Swain here. So maybe that was what that caused him to not get that 3-star Seraphine, because I think our champion here, our first place here, wasn't really noticing the fact that he's going for that roll down.
Or, hey, I mean, it was a little unlucky. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss, and sometimes there's Zylnestor who just gets a bunch of traits rather than just raw power. I think he would have preferred just getting just sheer items rather than all of these traits, which are, again, just the first bracket of the trait, which usually doesn't give much anyways, or at least double of the same traits. At least then he can start hitting the higher ends of his verticals.
I have to agree with you, but we checked out the Karma, the 4-cost carry, 6 Sorcerer into Strategist. That seemed pretty strong coming into this KO Coliseum set. So whoever wants to try it, definitely can try it out because it does look pretty good. And I love the itemization coming in from the Karma. It's all about crit damage. It's the Jewel Gauntlet. It is the Flail Striker. A lot of damage amp here coming in from this Karma Jarvan team composition.
And for those of our veteran players, a good combination of items is having either an IE or a JG, Infinity Edge, or a Jewel Gauntlet, and then pair it up with the Stride Breaker, because now they've changed Guard Breaker into Stride Breaker, and it actually works off of your crit. It gives you damage amp. So imagine having a 2x on an extra 1.5x.
Exactly, you get more damage and as you crit here, and it stacks over time. I think it gives about like 30 to 40 damage amp from just one item there, so it's a very, very strong item that you can consider here. That belt into that glove combo is just so important for all your damage carries.
Yeah, and the best part is that it pushes you into 100% crit, right? I think that was the big problem the last time of like, oh, I need to make sure that I get a Hodge on top of the IE to make it work, or the JG to make things work. But now, at least you have another option of an item, and I would argue the better version of it for backline casters.
Yep, Flail Striker, very good damage item that doesn't go for AP or AD. It's so generic and it's so good coming in from this patch here. But the first outlook of KO Coliseum set here, what are your thoughts of this, Gideon?
I mean, it honestly, I have to admit, some people got a little unlucky. Some people clearly know what they're up to. So a lot of competitiveness in this particular round.
But we will definitely get to see more of this coming into this break that we have coming in shortly. Let's take it to break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our KO Coliseum show match. My name is Sagi, and with me is Gideon Q on this casting desk, breaking to you live on what we are looking at for this show match.
Oh yeah, the show match is real interesting. I thought people would be scrambling to kind of figure out what traits go with what, how to make transition boards, but it seems it's very obvious teams, they're coming into this pretty prepared. They have a good idea of what they want to open up with, and I think that's the most important part, right? That's starting that very first opener kind of predetermines how you're going to play the rest of your game.
I have to agree with you. We have to look at the early game. Like, if you want to go for the crew, the re-rolls, you have to do it quick, because if someone does contest you, man, you're going to be ending up like ANP versus Lung A, that, you know, one side was going up and one side was heavily going down.
Ah man, it always happens. These dirty little contesters. But we're already in round number 2. Not entirely sure what the encounter is just yet, but don't worry about it. We'll see it as the game progresses on. Power snacks have already been used. Unstoppable, a really good power snack, just in general for frontliners, because all it does, it means that I can't be CC'd, and more importantly, I get to charge through my opponents, like you see this Malphite do right here, and he's entitled to do so. He gets so much aggro because of it, and if he kills that unit, he's gonna do it again. Bow!
He's doing it again, and he's gonna charge again, but Swain on the cast gets to get that lifesteal here. Can our Malphite get another cast?
Bow!
It's going to be another cast here. It might be a full on-board wipe here from ANP11.
Oh, I'm telling you, Unstoppable is so good. It is such a good power-up for all your frontliners, especially if you can, add some items, make them super tanky. Gargoyle Stoneplate is a really good item alongside with this power snack, because you just attract so much attention for doing that very first charge. Now we go into our first carousel, and oh, does he want the frying pan? Who wants to take the frying pan? Who wants to be bold? And it looks like Zylnestor. He's gonna go for it.
It has to be Zylnestor, right? He was the one who played that multi-trait in the last game here, and coming into a new set here, everyone is like, oh, I don't know what to do with the frying pan. Is there any team composition that's gonna be extremely good with the frying pan? Zylnestor's like, nah guys, I got it, let me do the work for you.
I'll figure it out. Also, I'm curious to know what his very first augment is, because there are augments that work really well with picking up more spats, more golden spatulas. It all works in your favor. So we look at Inori first. Ooh, very strong board. 2 Bastion. He's got 2 Prodigy available. This could be a Syndra opener. This could eventually transition into a Battle Academia board based on what I'm seeing on his bench.
Battle Academia, Yuumi, Leona with the carry, and then we look at Prodigy as well. Seems like a very solid board here coming in from the side of Inori in here. It scales extremely well here. We saw some videos, we saw some guides, we were discussing back end as well here. If you scale into the Battle Academia Prodigy board, that's extremely strong going into the later stages of the game.
And Inori, he's really utilizing that lead, right? I think he probably should slam his items, because the 2 variations we see from Battle Academia specifically is either you play Cat reroll, which is Katarina reroll, 7 Battle Academia, or you go into Prodigy alongside with Yuumi, and then you just look to play a fast 8.
Fast 8, 4-2 roll down. If you hit, you're happy, but if you don't hit, that is where it's a head scratcher coming in for the side of Inori here. And let's take a look at Lung A here. He didn't have a pretty good last game here. Coming to this game, ANP11 as well. He seems to be going for crew again.
Wow, I don't know whether forcing it right now is going to be a good idea, but at least he's kind of understood that I don't necessarily have to play it. I think, could he have a stronger board? No, he couldn't. He wants to make sure that he at least has both of his 2 stars available, because the crew really doesn't give you that much. He's probably just trying to save HP until he finally at least 3 stars one of the 1 costs.
ANP11 gives me that one feel, right? It's like he's typing in chat, he's saying that, me, crew, and then he proceeds to mute everybody, and he just plays that 1 comp. Whoever contests him, gotta be ready. It's either you lose or you win hard here.
No scout, no pivot. Hey, it's not an augment, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, and ANP11 does seem to be rocking it hard as progresses a full clean win streak here towards 2-7 neutral rounds.
Oh, it looks like Zylnestor might be going for another Crystal Gambit run again. I did see the little treasure thing stacking up if he has a Reforger, he might be able to reforge that spat into that frying pan into a spat, so he has access to the access to an extra emblem if he gets a belt, if I remember correctly, to get Crystal Gambit.
Ooh, that's a very good point that you pointed out there. For those new players, if you get a frying pan or you get a spatula, Reforger helps you change to one and another. So keep that in mind if you're looking to, you know, play around with different emblems or traits, right? So let's take a look at Double K here. Battle Academia Bastion with Prodigy here, very similar to what we saw just now. Regenerative has been picked up onto the rail as the power-up snack as you regen. Something similar to Animal Visage that we've seen so far.
It's pretty good overall. It's a very standard power snack. I mean, honestly, would I go for this over Unstoppable? Probably not, but it still keeps that front line alive because he is playing 2 Bastion, and Bastions, they just give raw stats. They give armor, they give MR.
They give armor, they give MR, it's double at the first 10 seconds of the combat, and your other units gets the bonus as well here. So it's definitely something to play around if you want everyone to be a one strong tanky unit, even for your backline as well.
It looks like it's going to be Sorks this time around for our player that we see. He's up against ANP11 on that crew. Looks like he's hitting his 2 stars, which is good. It's good to see. He's got that Shen 2. He's also got the Malphite 2, which is going to definitely help him out later in the line. But that augment that we see, right? That dummy is going to be... It is just pumping out gold. And yeah, he does have Tankzilla.
Tankzilla is a very fun augment for me. I love this hero power because after, I think, like 15 or 20 seconds in combat, your tank will just jump up to the sky and slam onto the ground, CCing the whole unit, and that is what won him the round, breaking AMP11's 5-game winning streak.
That's so unfortunate. So very unfortunate. But now it's time for the augments. Let's see what they're going to go for this time. I wonder if there's... Oh, it's only silver augments this time. Nothing too crazy.
Nothing too crazy. We get something like a rig shot. We get a restart mission, some placebos here, left and right here. Nothing too fancy going on for the augment selection rounds. That is the gray color silver augments, right? Nothing too crazy. No recombobulator as of this point.
Yep. Let's see what everybody's gonna have as we start making our way over into stage 3. I see a Cat 2 just to be finished off. And guys, don't forget, the code is still available for you now. I have to remind you to get the swag now before it disappears. GSKO is the code you need to punch in.
You need to punch in, head over to the community tab, head over to the CD key, punch that code in, and enjoy some freebies that Golden Spatula has prepared for you in this Coliseum set.
Alright, now let's see how this is going to pan out for our boy. Because he's setting up for a Sork board. He's got 4 Sorks. The Tankzilla should be coming into effect real soon. But, oh wait, hold on. So they're already having a Samira, a Soul Fighter Edgelord.
Soul Fighter Edgelord here for Zilnaster here, but for value is still one thing for sure. 4 sorcerers coming in from our boy here, level 6 already, securing that win streak as well, climbing up the ladders with a healthy econ.
It looks like second augment choice is lunch money, which is pretty funny because as long as he's, you know, beating on somebody who has lower life than him, he actually gets gold, 3 gold for the silver augment. Now we look at Double K. What is he running? Critical threat. And he... Oh, wait, hold on. He's already got a Yubi.
Where did that Yubi come from? How is everybody hitting all these 4 cost units at level 5, level 6? I need some of their luck for my rank games because this is so important here. If I get that Yubi at stage 3 too, I'm locking in my team composition.
I mean, it's pretty free. It's kind of a high roll because Double K is only level 6, so his percentage is like, what? Less than... It should be 5%? Yeah.
Yeah, 5% to hit a Yubi of all things that you need. Battle Academia Prodigy. This is one of the S tier comps we're talking about here. Extremely strong, but that's a 3-star Malphite coming in from our boy, AMP11. He is playing nothing else. He's playing Crew again.
It's so good. It's so good. At least he's got that first 3-star in that Malphite. Now he doesn't really have to worry about, if I level...
Yubi?
Oh, he gets a cast?
That is some heavy damage coming in from the Yubi.
It's to be expected. Crew is not strong until you get that 3 crew. It's all about just holding out until you get that gunship at the very end. Although, at the same time, the Yubi is still a bit of a high roll, I have to admit. As we go into the carousel round, though, there is another Yubi on board. Yoink!
AMP was probably thinking that, hey, I'm probably gonna win because of my 3-star Malphite, but coming in with a Yuumi already at level 6 here, not the best of luck for our boy AMP. And Carousel round, Yuumi as our forecast, and what's the other forecast we are looking at? It's gonna be a K'Sante as well. Wraith Protector has a special power-up augment as well from the Power Snacks, being the all-out as well.
K'Sante is really interesting. People who build K'Sante comps, you don't expect how much damage this K'Sante actually does. His normal his normal ability is when he dies, he actually goes back up to full health, and it will start decaying while he converts all of his defensive stats into attack stats.
That's why it's called all out. He dies, he brings you down with him. It's a very strong trade coming in from K'Sante. That's why some players tend to build like physical damage, like an assassin in K'Sante, because of how much damage this unit can do. And coming in from a boy Freyr here, the second place of the last game here, he has double IE on that GP here. And GP, if you don't know, when he kills units, there's a chance of dropping gold if he shoots you down with the spell.
Oh.
And that's 1 gold on the board.
Oh, I think he's trying to set up for a GP reroll with stretchy arms. Now, as you mentioned, yes, GP can farm gold, but he does an absurd amount of damage. His best in slot is IE Guinzoo's, and as well as, if I remember correctly, the item is not coming to me. Let me just have a
Flow Striker?
Bell Striker. Yes, that's the one. Because
Striker.
As he gets that first kill with stretchy arms, he actually increases his range. So it's like an inbuilt rapid fire cannon.
And Freyr's composition is always so comfortable to look at. But what is going on with Long A here? He's already 32 HP at 3-6 here. What's going on, buddy?
Oh no, how much money does he have? He's got 50 gold to work with, actually. So I'm curious to see, is he gonna wait until 4-2 to go above and beyond? Because I think he needs to level, right?
He needs to level because he's bleeding out extremely fast here. And we are starting to see a Battle Academy set up here from his opponent here. We have Calculated Loss and Placebo as well coming in from his opponent here. So it's a very strong econ setup. But Long A, there's 0 units traded here and he falls to 21 HP. Only 2 lives yet for stage 4.
Okay, now Long A, he literally just got the Lucian 3. When it comes back over into the next round, he'll have a Lucian 3. I think that's why he was sitting around at level 5 for so long. But is that going to be enough? Because it is a 3-star 1 cost. It's not the most powerful one. And I don't know, because he hasn't used his power snacks either to make him scale.
Oh, that's a Lucian tree, but Lucian is a sorcerer that doesn't really work well with physical items there. You cannot you cannot be building like this. That's a Infinity Edge with like a Death Blade, not something you would generally build onto a Lucian here. So things will be a bit worrying for Long A coming into this stage 4.
Oh no, poor Long A. I mean, for newer tier T players, like, as much as you want to get a feel for the game, don't forget to read what some of these heroes actually do, what some of these units or champions would like to actually provide, because some items make a lot more sense than others. And to be fair, I think his first augment is based around snipers as well, so I'm pretty surprised that he's building a sword comp despite the augment.
But it's okay. It's a show match. Long A, he's really trying to figure out the essence of KO Coliseum here. That's why when we talked about during the pre-show, it's very important to read up the patch, to read up the specific changes into this upcoming set. Because it is so new and so many things to learn about.
Yeah, that's just the power snacks alone is an info dump. Like, holy cow, there's even like little tricks that you can do. Ooh, a Leona too! No items just yet, but I will imagine, considering that he's so many items on his bench, alongside with the gargoyles on that Garrett, like, he's gonna be switching up his tank, his main tank for the comp.
You know Double K plays a lot of Golden Spatula when you see a 4-1 rolled out. He probably scouted into the lobby, like, hey, I have a lot of gold. Someone's playing Battle Academy as well. It would be a shame if they cannot find Leona, which I have 4 right now. So that is the position he's in.
It's such a good position as well. However, he's not going to be making as much gold, but it doesn't matter, right? Because Double K, as soon as he hits that Yuumi 2, it's just an instant power spike. And I think that he's currently a Battle Academy of 5 so far, as we go on into stage 4, our next Prismatic Augment round as well.
Oh, Prismatic is where there's a very large power shift here. You pick the correct one, you're gonna be skyrocket high in stage 4. You picked the wrong one. Down you go to the dumpster here. Hey, I saw an Isekai here coming in from one of the player augments there. Isekai is a very interesting one. You get to summon an Isekai hero, a unit, to come and assist you on your board that's not available in this set. It's a very funny augment. I've never personally tried it myself, but I've seen people talking about it a lot.
I personally think it's hilarious. It's cool, but when you see the unit here, the Isekai unit that you get, a free unit that shares a trait with, if I remember correctly, sorcerers, executioners, alongside with was it prodigy or strategist? Sorry, strategist. It has a pool of traits that it will share, and only one of them, and you will get a free Echo who has a crazy ability.
That's why it's called Isekai, right? They come from the multiverse, they come to save you. But no one is here to save Long A, as he's again our first player to fall off, as we see the Orianna Gen Perfume takes him out as the 8th placer.
It's unfortunate that he won't be able to make top 4 now that he's already dropped down bottom 4 2 times already, but he can ruin somebody else's odds in the next round. Let's jump on over to Freyr, right? What has he been up to? He's still building on this GP comp. He is at level 7, and he's just looking to 3-star his Yasuo, his Gangplank, and also probably his Kabuko as well.
Seems like to me that he's going for this 4-mentor route, as his Yasuo GP as the primary carry and potentially Kabuko as his main tank here. And he has taken Water Lotus as his last augment here. It's similar to Piercing Lotus from the last set here, as you crit and you do more damage.
But with Water Lotus, whenever you crit, you actually gain mana back, so you can have some pretty crazy combinations like Caitlyn for an example. Look at that GP go, but unfortunately gets the kill a little late. He's still sustaining, and now he's attacking the backline for free.
He's attacking the backline for free, though. 3v2 coming in from both these boards here. 1v1, can the center survive? Rise goes for the Water Pulse here, takes down Freyr, and Freyr win streak gets broken apart.
Rumble Grumble won't be able to get extra cash. He also went down to 43 gold, gonna be -1 gold by the end of 4-3. We go into our carousel. I'm not sure what else Freyr needs, right? He's holding on to 4 items on his bench. I'm just not sure what it is.
Maybe he's looking for the power of friendship here, Gideon. It is the anime map, it is the anime set that we are talking about here. So Freyr, he's waiting for the correct moment, for the correct time.
Yeah, what he needs the best in slot his GP, a Kraken's Fury and a Guinzu's Rage Blade on top of 1 IE. He doesn't need both of them. He can pass the other one off to his eventual 3-star Yasuo, which, I'm not gonna lie, he got pretty close, but the GP is the most important part.
I gotta agree with you, and he's 6 GPs and 6 Udis currently. Yasuos are running a bit low here, so it's a bit concerning here. Level 7 is not the easiest way of getting 2 cards, it's more suitable of getting 3 cards here, so that's something he has to figure out. And our boy Zylnestor here, he's going for the 8 Soul Fighter here, and he is online right now. 8 Soul Fighter, to activate the prismatic trait of this thing, the quest you have to do is to take down 10, is to win 10 player combats, about 100 health of the enemy players, then your Soul Fighters will be always on fire.
Now let's talk about the Soul Fighters just a little bit. As this fight, he's facing off against Double K's Battle Academia board. He's got a 1-star Samira to a 1-star main carry Yuumi, both of which have some really good power snacks. Now, Soul Fighter works like this. You will get a bunch of stats, but it comes over time. So for the first 8 seconds of combat, you will start increasing in stats in HP, in AP, and as well as AD as well. But after 8 seconds, Soul Fighters will start to do a portion of their damage as true damage. For the prismatic effect, once you've conquered 10 players winning 10 player combat rounds, you immediately get all the stacks and you will do true damage straight away. You don't have to wait the 8 seconds.
Yep, exactly. I have to agree with you. That is so well said, and that is what Soul Fighter is all about. And looking at our boy Zylnestor here, he has found himself a Zyra to be slotted in his team composition. One of the Crystal Gambit's 5-cost units coming in from Zyra. She spawns a plant in the front line, giving stats to the nearby teammates.
And those plants, if you put the plant in the front line, it gets extra damage reduction, and you can see every time Zyra casts, more of those plants will develop on that one unit. If you put that plant in the back line, then it will generate a little bit more damage, but her natural ability is to give the whole team attack speed.
That is very interesting, and look at Zolnester.
Oh
He has
my God.
invested. He knows he wants to go for that 3-star 4 cost here. But can he survive this round is the question though, because the Yuumi is hitting so hard. Does he go up from here? He's 1 HP!
Again, it's so close. He just hit the board as well. Right now, he needs a third item, at least on his Samira. Does he have Edgelord active? No, he doesn't have Edgelord active, so he doesn't have any Omni Vamp just yet. Edgelord, if a target were to go below a certain threshold, you actually get attack speed. Naturally, you get a little bit of AD and a little bit of Omni Vamp.
A bit of Omnibat, a bit of lifesteal, and you know, a bit of attack speed as well if the target falls below 15% HP. I think he has it because it has a Yasuo in the board, and he has 2 Soul Fighter augments to be honest here. And he's hella rich coming into this round here. That's a Flail Striker that he will be slamming here. And that Samira is going to be really strong coming into the 5th stage here, as he has 50 gold to be spending all on this 4-cost unit, but he goes to level 9.
Oh, dude, Zylnester, he's playing right on the edge. I think he was playing that early as Crystal Gambit just to get a little bit of extra econ before quickly leveling all the way up to 8 to start searching for this board, because it was only on round 2, the second augment choice where he got, the first augment choice where he got his initial Soul Fighter.
That's exactly the case here, but he doesn't go for that 3-star 4 cost here. He goes for the safe route and goes for level 9 here. So Nestor, he's flying Freyr. Freyr has already secured that 2-star Koboko, 2-star GP here. We'll have to see what the fight breaks out as the Samira goes in for the spin here. Flail Striker goes hard. The front line goes down for the side of Zylnester here. Samira 1v4 gets taken down by the GP and is eliminated as well.
Instantaneously, all of that risk did not get the reward at the end. This GP reroll comp coming in from Freyr, very well built, but also a good optimization. He gave up on the Yasuo, decided to go for a 3-star Udyr, which he fully itemized as well. That Bramble Best saved him a lot of HP, because a majority of the damage dealers from Zylnester was AD.
And that is the thing about coming in for the comps such as the Soul Fighters, right? Who is exactly your secondary carry aside from the Samira? If your level 8 board is a 2-star set, 2-star Samira, and it doesn't really work out compared to all these other team compositions, it's just gonna be a big headache coming in if you're Zylnester.
Yep, you gotta think, especially since he had the free trait, he could have passed it on a unit that dealt a little bit more damage or could benefit from either AP, AD, maybe a frontliner. But just look at this board that we're seeing here, this Battle Academia board. Compared to Double K's, it's not as good, but his frontline is ridiculous, and Double K can't cut through it as easily.
And the Yuumis are stacking, they're just spamming the spells here, but Double K's Yuumi has the Seraph's Embrace and the cards are shuffling, and the fate of this has been shuffled as this Orianna Perfume takes down yet another player.
Oh, it feels so good having either like a Gwynzoo's or even or even in this case an Archangels, just to have something that helps your comp stack, because sometimes that's the difference breaker.
That, I have to agree with you. Our boy here, Freyr, he's looking hella healthy here, sitting on like 20-30 gold here, rolling for those 3 stars that he desperately needs. Has that 3-star Yasuo, 3-star Kobuko already, rocking that 71 HP with that win streak right now. He's in such a comfortable position.
Hey, Mr. Number 1, what we're looking at here, our 4th place competitor already having a full, complete Sork board, and he's got efficient and round 2. Round 2, super funny. As soon as the unit with round 2 dies, in this case, I think it's the Braum, he'll turn into a dummy.
He will turn into a dummy that can tank for you, that has 80% HP and all your items here. But this Sorcerer board here still wreaks havoc, even though it does not have a solid front line here. I was kind of a bit worried here for this Mr. Level 9 here, but tank items are not needed if your Karma is just going to destroy everybody of the enemy.
Exactly, just melting through. And not to mention that you get that extra unit with Mighty Mech as well. So again, the extra stats are always useful, as long as there's a body in front. Ooh, a Yone pickup from Inorin.
Ooh, Yone as well. This unit, we haven't been seeing much action coming in from this. I believe it's an Edgelord and Mighty Mech as well. A 5-cost unit that has a very, very interesting auto-attack heavy sort of damage dealing.
Yeah, so actually, that actually might work in his favor, unless he's selling, he just wants the Guinzus and will eventually sell the Yone, or he might re-itemize, but we'll see in just a little bit, right? Because so far, this board, again, hasn't found the Braum 2, we cut back over to GP, and it is basically complete at this point. He's got that Mighty Mech ready to go, it looks like he's holding on, does he have 1, 2, 3, yep, he's got the Mighty Mechs ready to go at this point. And now Freyr has to think, how do I cap my board? Do I go for a 3-cost 4-star in Rise? A 3-star 4-cost in Rise? Or does he just power level to 8 and 9 to add in either more Mighty Mech or more Strategists?
I feel like the correct method is just to go 9 and put on all these 2-star 5-costs that we are seeing, the legendary units, right, the orange units. And looking at the current state of the board here, you can see the strength of this reroll comp is starting to scale off. But that is one goddamn tanky Udyr we're looking at.
Yeah, that Udyr's not going down easy, but finally it goes down. ANP11, he's committed so hard, he's already going into 5-6 with a full board of just the crew members. I think he's got 4 of the 4 stars. The only one that he's missing, which is really expensive, is going to be the Twisted Fate. But the Twisted Fate, just as a 1-star or even a 2-star, really helps out the trait because naturally he makes that gunship shoot faster.
I have to agree with you. It makes the gunship shoot faster, and if, for some miraculous reason, he gets that 3-star TF, we're gonna see an Easter egg that will nuke the entire lobby, deeming the win towards ANP11.
Oh man, I can't wait to see like any one of these legendaries be achieved by any one of these players. We could have gotten Seraphine last round, but now our next fight, it's going to be Freyr. He's going to try and hold out once again, and it's important to keep in mind where GP is, right? Because he's playing stretchy arms. Every one of those free kills allows him to just sit there and then eventually start smacking that back line. Oh my god, look at that Udyr. Holding on so strong. Doesn't get that last cast, but at least there's enough items on the rise to finish off that fight. Freyr is going to walk out just a little bit ahead.
That is a Karma Sorcerer board without proper frontline items there, and it almost won against Freyr here. And this is our top 4 members here. I think familiar places as well. Double K, ANP11, and our boy Freyr rocking that first place here. I think, man, all these boards are looking extremely strong here coming into 5-7.
They're looking really good. Double K, he's got a pretty decent board. He's already up to 5 Prodigy. Again, the mana regeneration you get from Prodigy alone is kind of ridiculous, and it also makes sure that you have a Gunblade effect once you hit 5 Prodigy.
I see. So you're healing, your front line is taking the most damage. It somewhat reminds me of one of those traits back in the last 2 sets there. That was like Grenada and frontline. It was very similar to this mana regen and also like healing for frontline.
That's exactly the comp, right? That's the one that comes into mind. But he's doubling down on the Gunblade, right? So the Yuumi isn't doing a crazy amount of damage at the very beginning, but as the fight progresses, he's inevitably going to win. He really needs to make sure that his backline doesn't get attacked, and more importantly, his frontline is thick and really, really solid.
Hey man, look at Double K here. Yuumi with the BIS, and Leona extremely tanky with a Radiant Bramble Vest here. So if we were to look really at this, 5 Prodigy, 5 Battle Caterpillar here against the strategist Karma that we see so far. The Leona gets carried all the way to the backline, and the Sundis are hitting hard. All units are eliminated from Double K as he potentially takes the top 4 and he bows out in game number 2.
Unfortunate for Double K, but still, that's going to be points for him. Right now, this Sorc board is looking to take over. It's just a little too strong. Once you hit 6 sorcerers, apparently, not only does it make sure that it hits multiple targets, max health on multiple targets, 2 targets, not just 1, but it also reduces the damage that those targets who got hit by will eventually do later in the game. So since he has so many sorcerers who have all these AoE effects, if one of them happens to touch the backline, you lose out a huge chunk of damage. But let's look at ANP11. Will he survive this next round?
Will he survive? Who does he fight? He fights the mirror clone coming in from Guy Nid, the high name 28 HP that you see here. I think that was the same guy as well who played the same exact comp, the Karma composition in game 1 here. But the TF is level 2 here, damage is surging in from all over the board here, but the Karma is too strong here. The Lone Ziggs is not able to take him down as Guy Nid gets 2 wins, the clone and the primary body.
It's just too strong. There's nothing much they can really do about it. The front line just melts too quickly. And the worst part is if you have multiple front lines clumping together up front, Karma would just melt all of them at the same time. So again, positioning is really, really key, especially in these late game fights. Keep in mind that the Jarvan, in this case from Freyr, it's still a 1-star, so it might die before it actually gets the cast off. In comparison to his opponent, he puts it right smack in the middle. He's almost guaranteed at least one jump.
One jump, has the mana regeneration item, takes damage more likely because it is a tank. That is how the function of these units work. Tank is more prone to taunt the enemy, and assassins are less prone to taunt the enemy as well here. And just look at the damage being dealt by both sides here. The Karma Sundit is still hitting hard here, and Freyr losing out on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units here. It's almost calling it a GG here at this point.
I think it might be that just might be it, unless Freyr is able to like cap his board somehow. I think he already hit everything that he was looking for. He just got the GP a little late, right, to kind of maintain his lead and to maintain that raw damage. The Karma just came out too early, so now he has no real means to outscale the comp.
He's level 9 full stack on Guy Nit's comp right now. Same exact board that we saw so far. Even with a secondary carry, a 2-star Gwen, a sorcerer, 5 cost being 2-star as well. I gotta tell you, Guy Nit's board right now, 28 HP, peak at the top. He is definitely gonna dominate the next fight.
Oh yeah, he's got both of his carries with best in slot as well. Like, you think you're gonna take out Gwen? Doesn't really matter because she's got Edge and Knight, and he still has items sitting on his bench as well. So let's see how this plays out, because it's all about positioning.
It's all about positioning, and a 2-star Braum in front here, and Guy Nit. His Gwen is going strong here. Sundis gets cast out, but is stuck onto the Udyr here. It looks pretty good for Freyr here, but can he deal enough damage here? No, he cannot. Gwen steps in. Riven shows his sword. Guy Nit executes Freyr and claims another top 1 of the series.
Woo! Big wins. Huge wins. Oh, Gaiget is just killing it right now. Look at him. Look at him. He knows. He's straight up aura farming. He's like, these guys, they don't even know who they're facing up against. They don't know who I am.
They don't know who I am, and he was definitely aura farming. Back-to-back first places here coming in from Guy Nit here. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, check out the replays on YouTube. Check out the replays. Note down the comp that he was playing. It was Strategist, Sorcerer, Karma there. Extremely strong, extremely broken there. Suitable for you to pick up as you want to play a fast A composition.
It's super reliable, especially you have, like, you know, mana item openers, whether you get a tier, whether you get a rod, you can easily lead into this. It's not too item heavy. As long as you have a traditional backline and frontline, you're usually good.
You're usually good. CC coming in from J4, damage coming in from Karma, late game insurance if you can manage to go level 9 in the form of the Gwen here. So it's a very smooth scaling team composition from the mid game towards the late game here that has a very strong spike.
The strategist is what really makes these sorcerers kind of go over the edge.
I have to agree with you, and let's check out the match result real quick as Guy Nit once again rocking first play with this exact same team composition, but he maxed out so much resource as well. 3 2-star, 5 cost coming in from the Braum, from the Sorcerer Gwen, and the Zyra as well. Man is capped out.
I think the best part is that even though the Karma didn't get its bested slot, instead of getting the flail goes for the Giant Slayer, it actually works out in his favor because that Udyr was so thick and tanky. However, it has no items to protect itself from magic, specifically no magic resistance from him at all. And I think he also got that artifact anvil from the side of Freyr to get Dawn Core onto GP. It's not the best artifact item on him, but it's pretty good, especially once he starts to get going. He's just one-tapping fools from the back line.
And Guy Nit coming into this post-match score, right? I think this was from Game 1. And Game 2, since he did back-to-back victories, he's at 18 right now. Freyr coming in with 14, 7 plus 7 here. So, we look at the current scoreline. 9-9, 18, Freyr, 7-7. So, realistically speaking, if Freyr can manage to get a first place or second place while Guy Nit falters to the back lines, it might be a comeback coming in from Freyr taking over Guy Nit here, but Guy Nit so solid with back-to-back wins.
I think, Gainit is going with the trusted true, like, if I have the opening, I practice this line, just be consistent and play that line each and every time, because he's familiar with it. It's so clear that he knows what he's doing with that style of composition. But in round 3, we're going to be starting this matchup straight away. Let's jump right into it. And now that you notice, everybody's looking to set up their board and quickly check what is my power snack. Because again, if you sell the unit, the power snack also pops off. So technically, it's a way of having a removal without committing to a power snack remover.
That is exactly the case. You save your power remover that's exceptionally important towards the later stages of the game. If you need shred, you can always put on a shred that your character needs. If you need more damage, you can always ponder towards that. More CC, welcome for our tanks as well. So it's always a way to play around, more methods to formulate around your team composition in the later stages of the game.
Looks like Freyr has a start. He's got his power stack, a glove. His opener is okay. Nothing really combines other than just Bastion, and he sells it off fairly early. We'll see what he eventually builds into, because it feels like Freyr is like the most flexible with what he is capable of doing with his comp, but he does like that Crystal Gambit, and he wants to hold on just in case he gets a lucky Janna.
Indeed it is, and he's already looking for that angle as well. But that's the thing about the current post-match score, right? Freyr is second. If he wants to have even a chance to take down Gainit as the top dog, he needs to have a max out cap board that can secure him this last game victory.
Or he just hopes that maybe Gainid goes bot 4 and then he overtakes him straight away. That's what he's hoping on. One of the two angles as we go into our first augment round. Ooh, some of these are pretty good.
Transfer Student and Prodigy Crest here coming in for the side of Fenrir here. So Transfer Student, at the start of every stage and after every carousel round, gain 2 random 1 to 3 cost Battle Academia. So that locks you in place here, but that's not what Freyr wants. He wants to play what he wants to play, which is the Crystal Gambit. Man wants to go hard.
Yep. Ooh, wait. Actually, he might be able to pivot now. He got the Syndra early on, he used his power snack, and this is one of the few unique traits only to Syndra, Rising Chaos. Now, what Rising Chaos does is every single time you see Syndra cast her ability, it's usually single target, she will get another cast the next time she does it. So it'll first be 1, then it'll be 2, then it'll be 3. Eventually, you'll be hitting 4 units on the board the more she casts.
Ooh, that's so interesting here. It's like similar to a hero augment, but in the form of a power snacks. So more variety coming in from 1 cost augments as well here. It's a very interesting approach here coming in from Fenrir here. And AMP 11 already 4 Soul Fighter here coming in at 2-1 stage already. That's fast.
I mean, he's got at least he's got the emblem from his augments. He's got the duelist, which means he has a Viego ready to go, surprisingly enough. Pretty high roll, but it doesn't mean that he naturally wins, because again, Soul Fighter, the biggest problem with it is that you need to wait that 8 seconds before you get the maximum value from the trait.
And this is the importance of slapping items in the early game here. Look at AMP 11. Has the gargoyles, has a belt, has a bow, does not slap it here. Hence, Freyr gets the first win. That will set up 1 extra goal for him coming into the stage.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's got the Kayle right up front as well. It's like, yes, Kayle, you are the tank now.
Okay. We listen, we see, but we don't judge here. Zone Nestor here, also with a 2-star Syndra as well, with a Shojin and Gunsus. That's a lot of enabling items here for Spellcast.
That's exactly what he wants to do. He's also got the Crystal Gambit available because he doesn't have like the strongest board just yet. And I think it's better to play it in this way. He has perfect synergies, right? 2 Bastions, 2 Star Guardians, 3 Crystal Gambits. Nothing's really wasted.
Wait. Is that also a Vi specific augment as well? Look at the Vi. I think there's like a triangle down the Vi's like legs. I think that indicates there's a Vi augment here.
It turns her into a fighter, if I remember correctly. Let me just double check the hero augment to see what exactly it gives. But if I remember correctly, it basically converts Vi into like a fighter compared to just a tank.
Oh, so it turns into a Juggernaut and makes Vi more damage dealing instead of a tank, right? So it's more like a fighter tank that we have always seen so far. Like last set, Vi is a Vanguard and Vi gets to be this damage dealer Vanguard if you get the augment here. So same goes for this set as well. Set 15 KO Coliseum, you still get the same Vi augment as well. Vi fans, you get some love.
Vi is a little interesting because she works really well with Crystal Gambit because her passive makes her stronger depending on the number of items that are currently in play. Now, with her Augment Knuckle Duster, she converts all of that into attack damage. So depending on the items not only on her but her whole team, she also gains attack damage.
Wait, so more items means more damage for this Vi here. So that's actually a very interesting augment that we don't really see every day here. And judging from Lung A here, he got the Blind Dummy, which is a Strategist emblem here. Strategist is similar towards last set as well, where Strategist, your front line gets shielding this patch, and your back line gets damage amp here, and it's tripled for Strategist units here. Only key difference is, the front line gets shielding this patch, and last set, it gets the damage reduction here, so do keep that in mind.
And the damage reduction is always good. Oh, I totally forgot about the last part. Did you know that emblems actually has their own? We know that they have stats, but some of them actually give decent abilities. Like if you get a strategist emblem, if you put it in the front line or the back line, depending on where you put it, the 2 tiles next to the unit with the emblem actually get bonuses as well.
Wait, that is a new addition if I'm not mistaken here. So, if I'm not mistaken, if you put it to the front line, you give your next 2 rows bonuses in terms of armor and magic resist. If you give it to the back 2 rows, it gives attack speed instead here. It sort of reminds me of the what do you call that? The Aegis. Yeah, Aegis.
Like Aegis or like Zeke's Herald, both of which
Yeah.
kind of do similar effects.
Yeah, that's actually the case here. And that was the first carousel for both teams here. And Inorin, he's already secured the Crystal Gambit emblem on the Rel here.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be so good. And he doesn't even have the swing yet. As soon as he hits 5 Crystal Gambit, he doesn't have to sacrifice his HP for loss. He can just play to win streak, and you'll naturally get money that way.
That is why at Game 3 of a show match or tournament format, it is very important for those players that has potential to reach the top to actually play extremely scaling boards. That is the only condition they need to peak the leaderboard.
I'm gonna have to try the best here. Because Inorin, he doesn't mind going on that loss streak. I don't think he's doubled down just yet. He's at 2-5 though, so it's too long. He'll eventually win this, and I don't think it's gonna happen.
And Gaiden here seems to be playing an extremely weak board this game. He's going for that lose streak approach, but he's pretty healthy in gold here. 40 golds in with Stars Are Born here, so you get a 1 and 2 cost level up, if I'm not mistaken, on your first buy.
Yes. If I remember, it's called the Star is Born. A 2-star, a 1 cost, and as well as 2 costs, if I remember correctly. Oh man, this... I love this stage. I love the cat stage. It's so fun to look at. I keep getting distracted by the little cats. Now, look on over to Freyr. What is he doing right now? 4 Juggernaut Rising Chaos. Yeah, it looks like he might just try and commit for this, but he's already leveled to 5, though.
Level to 5, 10 gold already at 2-6 here. He is rocking that win streak, if I'm not mistaken. So if he proceeds this stage with a win streak towards stage 3, it's very important. But if he loses here, it's gonna be a big dent towards his econ here. But he's against Gaiden with a very relatively weak board, so it's a no issue for him.
Non-issue for now. Able to win this. Already got a unit advantage. Not to mention that he's got more 2-stars overall.
Yeah, that's exceptionally the case, right? I think for the side of Gaiden, right? He's going for the lose streak approach, so he can get all these expensive units, and he can rush level 8 immediately. And I gotta say, he seems to be going for the same exact route as well to play the Karma Jarvan.
Yeah, it does look like that's what the setup is looking like. I mean, he does go down 73, which is only concerned it's a little bit more health than you would have been comfortable with, considering that at least right now, between the top 4, I would argue top 5 and as well as the 6th place, everybody has like a pretty decent board overall. Like, many of them have upgrades.
Many of them have upgrades, many of them has expanded their power snacks here, but if you use stand alone, you need it to stand alone at the front line here. So all your remaining units for Double K, you have to put it back for this stand alone to be useful.
Let's see if we maybe this is like, it's a creep down. There's no way I'm losing this, so it's chill. Let's see just a little bit whether he readjusts before the next PvP round.
Yeah, that is very important coming in from Double K here. He needs to understand the fact that certain augments only work if you follow the instructions written there. So he has to take note of that.
Mm-hmm. He's got a bit of a Battle Academy set up for now. Oh, big item there. Let's see where he ends up slapping it on at the end of it. Not too sure. Where can Double K go? He can go for the cat reroll, I suppose. He already has the JG. I don't know if he wants to commit to it. Oh, he gets a Hull Breaker this time.
Oh, Hull Crusher being locked in for the side of the Rakan here. Giant Slayer is slapped as well here, but he does not reposition for the stand alone here. So that's a lot of HP being wasted coming into this battle between Double K and our level 5 contestant here with the Sivir with a Kraken Slayer.
Well, it's okay. He still has 2 item removers, so he's able to kind of switch things around if necessary. Ideally, he wants to like 2-star one or the other before he makes that choice, but he's winning out these fights, so he's less worried about it. Wait, is that another... Oh, somebody's trying to play some crew.
Wait, crew again? We love crew! And I think that's a crew-specific augment as well, the Rocket one.
Every time he 2-stars a crew member, he gets a 1 or 2 cost just for free. They just give it to them. They're like, nah, here you go.
Here you go, more econ, more augment as we walk into 3-2. And I think this is a bit of a replay here coming in from all 3 angles of our contestants here. We just look at who's winning, who's losing, who's currently dominating the leaderboard.
Oh man, somebody's... Wait, bottom left guy was sitting on a Radiant Archangels. I think, oh boy, I'm curious to see what kind of AP comp he's going to be playing.
And that is it's a prismatic ground coming in from all players here, and we get a prismatic emblem here, which is the Battle Academia emblem being locked in by Double K here. He has a pretty good angle to scale to 7 Battle Academia, but the prismatic quest is pretty difficult here. You need to fill 18 completed items there. That's about 36 components here.
Yeah, but at least he got Replicate as his very first one, you know? Hey, guys, remember, use the code GSKO to be like these players, to get your hands not only on the game, but some sweet prizes while you're at it.
Click on the event on the main screen. In the event menu, click on CD key and redeem code. Fill in the required field CD key, which is GSKO. Enter the code in all caps. And once you are done, you will get some freebies just like our contestants here.
Dude, Double K is doing well to try and maintain that win streak, but at some point, this standalone has got to come into effect. If he loses his streak because he didn't leave Garen by himself, oh, that's gonna hurt so bad.
That is indeed gonna hurt so bad, but hey, that is all about Golden Spatula. If you don't lose, you don't learn here. So, props to Double K, he might learn after he loses.
Oh, interesting. Looks like,
interesting indeed. Looks like a
yeah.
Vi angle. Yeah, he's at 4 Vi's here. He's slow rolling to make sure that he gets this Vi to level 6 here. Level 3 here. So it kind of reminds me of that Ras reroll that we've been seeing since last patch.
A little bit, but I'm surprised that he wanted to go to 6 to try to make this work rather than sit between 5 and 6, because he is trying to pick up Syndra as well. He hasn't even committed a power stack to this buy, but regardless, he is winning out, and he's currently on a 6th streak, on a really 6th streak so far, and he's 1 off of Juggernaut, so he's in a phenomenal position.
Oh, he's at a comfortable position here. Once he hit that Vi tree in stage 4, he's going to be rocking that entire stage where he has to figure out his stage 5 and stage 6 here. Once again, we come into the carousel round with Guy Nit at 58 HP here. He seems to be able to pick up the Jarvan if he wishes to, but he goes for the best in slot, which is potentially the Shojin for the Karma.
Wants to complete those items as soon as possible. That's his priority. And then whatever comes up from the creep round, hopefully it's tank items to just fulfill his front line. But if he gets more AP, he can work on a secondary carry. For the most part, pretty straightforward. A lot of these players are looking not only to get the most cost-efficient champ, but also an item that kind of suits their board.
I have to agree with you, and the Chain Vest has been picked up by Zolnester here. Lots of components scrappy here and there. Can probably consider the Even Shroud to build some physical defense reduction coming in for the Vi carry here in the front line.
He could go for that, or he could build the Ionic Spark, both of which are pretty decent because both of his attack carries, his main carries do play on 2 different profiles of damage.
I have to agree with you, so that will come down to what Zolnester has to decide here. But Freyr here, level 7, does not have the win streak. It has been broken by someone on the board here. Zolnester, his board is looking extremely strong, but his Vi is currently being contested by Freyr.
Not what he's using here. I mentioned that he's already got some Radiant items of his own. And that Radiant E-Blade is doing a lot of work with the Flicker Blade Syndra with red buff in the back line. As we see Double K get into a 4 streak. Unfortunately for Zolnester, losing his own.
Ooh, Freyr is definitely not happy when he lost out his streak here. Hence, Zolnester, your streak has to be broken as well here. But the Flicker Blade definitely came into a lot of important effect here coming in from Freyr here. That definitely stacked up a lot here. Coming back to AMP11, rocking that 6 Soul Fighter with Spiky Shell onto the Udyr.
Oh wait, this is it! He's got the Isekai! He's already got the Hod
the
placed
Echo!
on his Echo. Please, can we just watch this fight? Because AMP11, Echo's ability is so cool. He literally stops time.
Wait, that reminds me of that 5-cost unit from patches ago on Echo here. So, let's see what Isekai really does, because right now, man, this is the first time we're seeing Isekai being played live here.
Alright, check it out. He's about to cast, and then...
Time freeze!
Bow! He dashes around, he gets a little bit better. Unfortunately, you can't upgrade him. You have to wait for the rounds to go by for him to eventually become a 2-cost, but he can hold items.
Wait, imagine you're giving Soul Fighter here onto this Echo here. That will be so much value here. And Zolnester once again gets taken down by the Isekai hero Echo himself.
That's so nasty. Oh, wait. If he gets Soul Fighter... Oh, wait, but then you miss out on 1 slot for either protection or crit. Ideally, you'd like to have Hodge plus a little JG. And I'm also thinking maybe an Edge of Night, so he might get a second cast, but
Gideon,
we'll see.
Think about it. The core of Soul Fighter is to scale numerous seconds so you get to your true damage form. And what does Echo do? It stops time and scales you in. So it does seem to make sense if you put Soul Fighter into Echo.
You know what? You're right. I like that idea. We'll see how he plays it out. But that's, again, a lot of theory crafting here for us. And I don't know about you guys in chat, but you can jump along in this theory crafting as well. My Battle Academia for Double K, really good position as well. Eventually, he is going to start switching those items off of the Syndra, and I would only assume to build up for that Yuumi. He's got Karma as well. Are there any Sorks that he can synergize with this particular composition? I don't think so, other than maybe if he gets like a Bastion Swing.
And currently 4-2 as we get into the final augment selections here. We are seeing some Portable Forge, we're seeing more combat augments left, right, and center here, and we are looking at major roll downs being committed by all our members here coming into this. Some are picking up 5-cost units, some are picking up their key 4-cost units that they need to round off the team composition.
That's so funny. Stage 3 augments? Okay, let's think about it a little bit. Stage 4, I know what I'm doing. I'm not even going to hesitate. Instantly into the reroll as they pick comms, and they're even repositioning their main carries, taking off the power snacks and enveloping their own new carry. In this case, we're going to be looking at AMP11 one more time. Let him cast, stops time, bounce, goes back. Oh, it bounces even a 4th time.
Bouncing even a 4th time, but damage is not enough here. Echo gets taken down. The Lux is hitting extremely hard here as the backline falters as well here.
AMP11, he doesn't mind losing at this point. I'm pretty sure that he needs to slap on the rest of his items, and he still needs to go to level 8 to ideally help speed up the process of finding not only Set, but most importantly, Samira.
And our boy Long A here, he's suffering once again. You can see for a fact that Long A is not used to this new this new Golden Spatula patch here. So he will need a bit more time to figure out his traits, his augments, and his power-ups next year. But he can figure it out soon. And for Zolnester here, struggling still to find that 3-star vibe.
Yeah, doesn't find the 3-star Vine, ends up giving up on the Syndra and switches over. We haven't talked about this, the monster catcher. It's just such a fun trait. You play Lulu and then you decide upon 3 different versions of the monster.
Wait, so it's like Smolder, Cotmore, and Rammus. So you need a frontline, magic damage, attack damage carry. You can always play around that. So lots of options for you to pick around. AMP11 goes face to face against Freyr here. Freyr already getting that Twist of Fate here.
That Twist of Fate is pretty good. Look at that Flicker Blade. Look at it go as it stands. Just keep in mind. Keep in mind, even though Freyr loses here, he gets quite a bit of benefits specifically from his Twisted Fate. Every time he casts, he's getting benefits.
He's getting benefits, but you know who else is getting benefits? Check out Guy Nid here. We were talking about him losing a lot of HP here, but he's blazing hot in the scoreboard right now, rocking a 50 HP and win streak coming into stage number 4.
He's looking real good as well. The positions that we're seeing from some of these players, they are putting everything on the line for this final match. I mean, we're only at 4-4, so things are going to start escalating quick. Inorin is probably the next person to get eliminated unless he turns things around. But with a pickup on that Seraphine, hopefully that's going to, help build up his comp and doesn't just have to forcibly sell it.
Well, we checked out his composition right now. He went for 7 Crystal Gambit and he has already cashed out. And I'm telling you, 7 Crystal Gambit, the damage amp is insanely high. I think he gets about like 70% damage amp.
Yeah, he gets 70% damage amp, not to mention that he also gets like bonuses basically for free. It kind of works like Golden Ox from the previous set, right? It's just gonna start pumping out money, but it looks like his cash out is literally all traits.
All trades similar to what we saw so far coming in from Zolnester's cash out, I think is very sufficient here. He just gotta be slapping these trades because he has 8 Crystal Gambit already on the board.
Look at it go. Oh my god, look at that Flicker Blade. Ash just absolutely going ham. And it also has double strike. So every auto attack, there's a chance that he gets another auto attack for free. And that's why he's just going crazy.
He's going literally crazy here. He has one of the strongest uncapped board right now in the entire lobby here. Inorin's position is insane.
Wait, if Inorin is able to take out... Does he have enough points to catch up? If he takes out Zolnester early, if he takes out Guynid as well, puts them in bot 4, he might have an opportunity. So really it's about the battle of top 4s to figure out who is going to be the ones who wins out the tournament at the very end. He still needs to figure out his board though, right? He's still missing a good chunk of his 2 stars. Hitting the Ash 2 is gigantic. I'm not sure how much money he has, whether he can push to 9.
Well, that will be something for Inorin to figure out, right? If he wants to have a shot, he needs to take out Guynid right now. And we talk about it, Guynid is on the opposite end, and right now Inorin, with 8 Crystal Gambit, he's trying to roll for more with the Reforger.
Oh, this is so gross!
Look at that Ash!
Dude, that Ash is so gross. And he also has a Duelist emblem, so she's getting like inbuilt Guinsoo's plus Radiant Guinsoo's plus the extra Kraken Slayer on top of it, getting 80 and healing his whole comp. Unless somebody has access to the backline, like a Jarvan to stun the Ash, and then a quick Katarina to clear up the backline, maybe even a Yone. This is looking like Inorin's game.
I'm telling you, Inorin has one of the strongest uncapped board right now. But if I were to think about his current score right now, I think he's sitting at 9. So even if he wins first place, he will be minimally tied with Guynid, and that is before Guynid's last game point.
Unless Guynid goes down right now. If he goes down in 7th, he goes down in 6th, I think there's a chance. Oh, I'm not sure about 6th. 7th for sure. At least he doesn't have to be worrying about, going bot 1.
Well, he doesn't have to worry about going bot 1 because that team composition is so capped out on the side of Inorin here. So he's one of the candidates to be actually making it to the top 4 later on. So our focus will be on the remaining players coming into this lobby because you're fighting for survival. You're fighting for glory right now. No one wants to be last place.
All right. Yep. Nobody wants to be last place. And finally, Crew 3 has been achieved. The gunship is in play, but there is no Gangplank. Still, plenty of items to itemize for a secondary tank on his side. He's got currently 2 protectors, 2 wraiths, 2 snipers. Very even across the board, but he needs to go further and beyond. And honestly, at level 6, it's tough to do.
And one more thing to note out. Ziggs is not a caster. Ziggs is a auto attacker here. So giving Ziggs the Gunsus is more optimal compared to the Shojin here. So that's what you need to be thinking of going into your games here because this is not Ziggs from the last patch.
No, it really isn't. Which is kind of weird because everything that he does makes him feel like he's a caster, but he's not. Oh wow, this game feel 11 as well. They just cannot get through that Malphite. He's too
Tanky
thick.
boy.
He is so tanky.
He's a tanky boy, so big as a soul frontliner. That Hull Crusher coming in with the Steadfast Heart, giving him so much HP here. And check back on Inorin here. Man is just having a time of his life. Level 9 and 5-2 with 30 econ here. He's gonna be sitting on so much gold here, farming that Crystal Gambit to every potential level here. Even have a full slotted Seraphine.
Oh man, he's even got Braum as well. Fully like 2-star Seraphine. It's a crazy boar. But now we just have to watch this play out, right? Mage and as well as Regenerative are going to be the power stacks this time around. Mage, cut back Raid. Raid, especially on a severe of all things. Let's see. All about that gunship. The gunship is doing God's work right now. It's just the blasting on through a 3-star Ahri. Unfortunately, single target damage, can it get the right cast? Unfortunately, it does! And the splash damage does the job!
And Gainid takes out his opponent as he marches one step forward to his grand throne of being the first place of this tournament. But one thing's for sure, Inorin is on fire right now, taking everyone down in his path.
Yeah, nobody's beating this board at this point. The longer he lives, the more items he is going to get, the more cash he's going to get. And honestly, he's got at least one more remover, so if he happens to get some pretty good items for one of his legendary heroes that he 2-stars, he can quickly switch and just take out the traits and put it on somebody else.
That is indeed the case here. So he's having so much room here. I don't think he ever rolled ever since that. Ever since 7 Crystal Gambit, he got so much damage amplification. He's just winning fights after fights after fights. And so Nestor here, you do not want to be meeting Inorin right now.
Oh, luckily he doesn't. He fights a Bullfighter player who's already double K. He's a Bullfighter. He's looking to win out as many battles as possible to activate the prismatic. The Isekai is amazing in this case, but that 3-star Smolder, I don't think it's fully leveled up just yet.
I don't think so as well, but it still breaks through the front line right now. The Samira with the Gusu's Rage Blade stacking very heavy right now. It's looking extremely close between both these two teams, but the set is still tanking so much damage. One more cast coming from Samira, does not get the S, gets taken down.
Oh, that was so close. So close, but hey, it's Soul Fighter things, right? Game 11 has to hope to not lose another round. At this point, he's got the right items, he's got the damage through, but this is the hardest part for Soul Fighter, just achieving that condition, because as soon as he does, he basically wins the game.
Exactly the case here. That is so well said here. And Gainid here, he is on the verge of being eliminated as the 6th or 5th player here. If he falls at that point, his score gain coming into the final series will be really low, and that gives room for Freyr and Anipit to actually surpass him.
Stand and fight.
It could be a make it or break it here. 6 sorcerers didn't get the karma. Fine, we'll play Ahri instead. We're playing a suboptimal board, but he's got radiant items to make the difference. All right, artifact. And finally, he does actually get it. Is he going to transfer? I don't think he can. He will transfer the secondary items rather than the Ahri items.
Well, Ahri is a 3-star 3 cost here, so removing the Lux items makes sense coming in for the side of Gainid here. This is the scenario we talked about, right? If you do not hit the 4-2 roll down, this is the consequence that you have to bear.
It was fine. The best out of this scenario. The Juggernauts are really, really thick. They get weaker as long as you bring them below a certain percentage. The damage is good, and even so, that front line inevitably falls to raw crit 5,000. Holy cow! 5,000.
Where did that come from? 5,000 coming in from an Ahri? That is nasty damage here. My goodness.
I wasn't like I was ready for like 1,000, maybe 2,000. 5,000.
5,000?
That is ridiculous. That is so
indeed
gross.
ridiculous.
Oh,
Wow.
man. Zilnestor at 1 HP. I hope that he's maxed out his Smolder at this point. We didn't get to really talk about Monster Trainer here, but basically they work like Pokemans. They eventually, if you get it early on, you can level them up and they get better through the stages. After 15 rounds, then they become max leveled and their abilities get its maximum effects. And this applies to also Rammus. It also applies to Kog'Maw too.
Exactly. Rammus, Kog'Maw, and Smolder. These are the forever evolving Pokemans that we talked about as the new trainer here. So that is also one very interesting tree cost that you can play here. And talk about interesting here, for Zilnestor here being matched by none other than Inorin himself that is rocking 7 Crystal Gambit, ending the game with a Riven Slap to the face.
Yup, smack him real good. And he figured it out so quick. Top 4 already secured. It's looking so good. Dude, Inorin, he's got a crazy board because not only did he figure out that he can utilize the sniper emblem to give Gwen extra range, he made sure that he put the Crystal Gambit on top of it so he gets the extra damage amp. So basically Gwen is hitting the whole board.
Exactly, and that is so well said here, but Gynit here, surviving to top 3 here, I think he has already cemented his slot as the winner of this tournament format, because Freya, the closest man to him, has been eliminated.
I mean, well played, well played. It's just sometimes it's RNG. You don't get to pick and choose who you battle against and the order of which it happens. You just have to let destiny take the wheel. Truly anime-esque, like set 15.
And Inorin there, I think I just saw a 5 cost Seraphine there. I think that's 6 Seraphines. And I think he's slowly working to a 3-star 5 cost because he's extremely rich. He's been farming the Crystal Gambit. He's been farming Investor rerolls there. So we might see our final game going out with a 3-star 5 cost.
Potentially that, or Double K finally complete his prismatic trait. Right? Because keep in mind, the prismatic trait also triggers on
Keep in mind that the prismatic trait, as we mentioned here, and look at this fight here, it's not even close here. Gynit, his karma gets sent out of the game with Gynit ending at 3rd, but the game still progresses as Inorin is on fire on 17 health since forever.
Come on, he can find it. He can find the 3-star legendary. You already have 2 Seraphines, you just need 1 more to get the Mega Spirit Bomb.
Yeah, 3 more is the number that you need for this Seraphine here. So he's rolling, he's finding it. Double K has 2 more rounds of HP to play around this scenario. Since the result has been finalized, will we see Inorin go for the full clear board roll down?
Oh, is he gonna sell board? I'm not sure if he's gonna sell board for it. It'd be kind of crazy if he did. So far, I mean, this is pretty unplayable. I mean, actually, he made himself slightly weaker, hoping that this would not hurt Double K, maybe trying to squeeze out an extra life from him, but with that Ashe alone, it is not remotely close.
It is not remotely close, and he's farming emblems after emblems after emblems here. So, final round coming in from Inorin and Double K at the final game of our KO Coliseum show match here. So I want to see, is Inorin willing to do it for the viewers, and is he willing to sell his board?
Come on, Inorin, you're level 10. He's one off. He's
one side off. One side off. Sell board. Come on, Inorin,
please.
You can do it.
Please, Inorin.
He's selling.
There we go. Roll.
He doesn't get it.
It's okay.
Again.
He still wins, but it's like, we're so close, yet so far.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is the full potential of what you can see from a Crystal Gambit that hits extremely hard. You look at this board, he has not lost a single round or stage here. Inorin claims the last first place of the show match here as he ends it with a big ribbon slap.
Literally just Buster Blade him down. Well played.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. But this victory at the end of it goes to Guyan. He played consistently. He played extremely well and securing himself that very first place at the beginning of the day. What great job to all of our KOLs here.
Great job to all our KOLs here. Congratulations to Guyan, as I think he secured enough points to claim the top spot of number 1. I think his consistency, as you mentioned, playing the Karma Jarvan there, securing the early lead to keep himself healthy in Game 1 and Game 2 was detrimental in making sure that he was the consistency that we are looking for as a Golden Spatula player.
Exactly. Again, I'm expecting great things coming up from all of these players, playing probably a lot more during their streams to hopefully hard grind. But let's look at the post game, because so far that second augment prismatic was kind of ridiculous. However, unfortunately for some of them, right, taking a prismatic trait sometimes might not be the best.
Yeah, that is the difference between picking the correct prismatic trait and the suboptimal prismatic trait here that values differently compared to what Inorin got. Invested on Crystal Gambit, farming so much gold towards the late game here, making sure that he was undefeatable until the very last moment here.
Yeah, I just feel a little bad for Sylvester because, again, when he took Vi while he already got Rising Chaos onto that Syndra, there's only so much gold that you can expend, and he definitely didn't want to lose that much HP, which is why he had to level up later down the line and play for something else instead of just the Syndra. Hey, but at the end of it, Inorin at first with 9 points, Double K with 7 points earned, and Guyan doing such a good job maintaining that top 4 status to keep him right at the very top. 2 games where he got first place and 6 extra points on game 3 just helped him maintain that lead.
Guyan is your Golden Spatula Coliseum show match number 1. While the second and third will be Freyr and Inorin, and remaining will be your KOL friends here. Props to Guyan for showing us consistency and showing us a very decent team composition, which is strategist into sorcerers. Try it out in your games to secure free or easy LP.
That's the AP starter that people want to see, and hopefully you're able to replicate it in your own games. I mean, there's a lot of traits that we didn't actually get to see that may not, are cool, may not be the strongest. Things like Lucador with Edge Lords alongside it, or Vertical Mighty Mech as well. We saw a lot of 1 bracket Mighty Mechs, but never tier 2 or 3.
Well, that is for our viewers, our players, our users to really figure out all these interesting team compositions, because Isekai was only one of it that we see in the prismatic trait. There are still so many of these prismatic traits that are yet to be visited and created there. But that's the beauty of Golden Spatula. It is for you to figure out, it is for you to theory craft it. So hop on a game of Golden Spatula with your friends and play right now.
Go on quickly while you still can, before people start figuring out the meta before you do, and you don't want to start lagging behind. Hey, and also don't forget, if you do see any other anime references, I don't know, things like aura farming, solo leveling, let us know. Just say if you've been playing this entire time while this KOL show match was going on, quickly send a screenshot.
Quickly scan the screenshot, share it to your Golden Spatula page there. You will definitely probably win out some attention here coming in from the community, because it is still a very new set here coming in for KO Coliseum.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Hopefully, everybody here has been having a good time, just like us. The Golden Spatula KO Coliseum show match does come to an end. I mean, this has been a really fun time seeing set 15, Sagi, but any last words before we start closing things up?
Any last words there? Hopefully all of you get your 3-cost rolldowns, 1-cost rolldowns, 4-2 rolldowns successfully. Hope you hit that gacha with no ease. make sure that you get all your boards with few rolls at the maximum. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming into our KO Coliseum, and we might see you in the next time. Might we?
Possibly.
But-
Could
Possibly,
be.
but that's the end of the show. Thank you so much for coming in. We will see you the next time. Goodbye.